Evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the ESL Pro League. Welcome to our final day of the group stage tournament here for the North American Pro League action. I'm the Eternal J. I'm joined by Dweg for our B-Stream action. We're covering what arguably is the most important matchup of this particular stage of the tournament. Furia taking on Chaos Esports Club for what is basically a qualification match for Chaos. If they can take the win today, then they set themselves up with the best chance to hold onto that playoff spot. Dweg, it's going to be important for both teams, not just because Chaos are qualifying as well, but of course for Furia themselves. They're hunting for seeding in that top two.
Yeah, look, it's certainly going to be a nervous day for a lot of the teams, right? Because you've still got 5 teams, really, the top 3 of your EG, your Liquid, and your Furia that are already confirmed into getting that playoff spot, but they're all sort of fighting around to sort of see, right, can we get the top seeding? Can we sort of place ourselves in that first and second position? And then you're going down the sort of ladder a little bit more, and you look at 100 Thieves and Chaos, they've still got opportunities to make it into the playoffs. So it's going to be a very important day to really see how all of these teams face off, Jay. But the bottom line is, Chaos can make it, but they need a win here.
And they also need their opposition in 100 Thieves to also lose out in their matchup today, because they are all tied up in that middle of the table. Of course, it's virtually impossible for the other tied team in Gen G to make it through. So it's mostly about Chaos winning and 100 Thieves losing their games. If they can do that, then Chaos can still usurp them. If they lose to Furia right now, then Furia, I believe at this point, they will maintain their top standing here on the on the Pro League ladder. And it will be a bit of a tough little task for Chaos to have anything to do here with the playoff position. Obviously, still hunting for that top 4 position as well for these guys. So, you know, Chaos, it's going to be a tough road back from here, but it all starts in this position. And I kind of wanted to ask you, Dweg, with the rivalry between these two teams constantly favoring Furia, what do you think the chances are of Chaos being able to pull this upset?
Yeah, look, they've got to be hungry. There's no doubt about it. We've seen a roster move recently coming in, still stepping down from the light-up. Marky coming in. This is his debut tournament. So, look, there's certainly going to be a fair bit of pressure on the likes of Marky and on the likes of this team to be able to perform in this matchup. But, look, for Chaos, you'd have to think that, you know, they're surviving, basically. They're on for survival. So, look, I certainly think that we can have a really big matchup on our hands. Chaos have certainly had a really tough time against Furia in the past matches. Yeah, the last time we saw them face off against each other was sort of back in DreamHack, where we actually saw a win going the way of Chaos for the first time in all of the rivalry matches between these two sides.
Yeah, and that's obviously a big thing, obviously, because for that's the most recent result going the way of the Chaos camp. So, you know, for them, they're in a particularly good position to, you know, potentially repeat the results as of late. But for the Furious side, you know, obviously they're the ones that have the majority of maps, majority of series is going their way. To read out some statistics for you, Dweg, they've had three best of 3 series in the past few months. 2 of which have gone the way of Furia. 1, of course, was the last one to Chaos. 5 maps to 3 are in the way of the Furia camp. And of course, the main thing also to remember for the Chaos side is the fact that, listen, they've had some roster moves as of late. Their veteran IGL that led them to that victory in ESL 1 Cologne is now completely gone. I believe it's Vanity, if you mentioned in the pregame before we went live, that he's picking up the IGL role for this side. Tell me how that's going to affect the dynamic here for Chaos.
Yeah, look, I've heard some really good things about Vanity. I know that the Aussie guys over in the B stream for the majority of Pro League have been able to cover Chaos a fair bit, and they've sort of been talking about the leading style of Vanity, fitting into the world really nicely. He's an AWP player too, so maybe takes a little bit of pressure on his back too, sort of picking up that in-game leader role. And I'll tell you what, I certainly think that adding Marky gives them an extra layer of firepower. Marky's been a big name in the sort of North American scene for quite some time, really sort of came onto the scene when he was on NRG. And we saw recently back on E United and ZPG, he's been waiting for that opportunity, and Chaos giving him the call up. It's a big chance to prove himself. And yeah, look, I'll tell you what, I'm actually really pleased that they were able to sort of move roles around rather than picking up an in-game leader, because like I've said, they've been able to pick up extra firepower.
Yeah, Marky is a very good player for me. You know, like I haven't seen much of him as of the end of the last couple of years, but I remember him being back on the old Gale Force Miami Flamingo sort of squad. You know,
yeah.
way back in like 2017, 2018 or so, when they were competing in the South American like qualifiers for WESG and such. So seeing him sort of step up to the fold, come out of that South American division and now into North America here, we're playing on some of the you know, the mixed teams, the unsponsored squad, your Swell Patrols, your Zapog Gods, your E Uniteds and such, and now here in the Chaos squad, you know, it's a particularly powerful pickup that I think honestly could benefit them overall. I was a little bit concerned about Vanity coming into this one though, because I don't remember him being much of an IGL. So like, you know, I realize that he's taking pressure off by doubling up with the AWP role and everything, but you know, like there must be a little bit of pressure onto this guy right now.
Yeah, look, remember seeing an interview somewhere. I'm not sure if it was Chaos itself, but even when Still was the in-game leader, Vanity was sort of secondary calling. So when Still, when they sort of obviously got a bit of an idea that he was going to step down, Still sort of like sort of gave the role over and sort of assisted to get Vanity into that in-game leader role. Now, one thing I'm really wondering what's going to happen, Jay, is on Twitter, I've seen a back and forward, you know, a little bit of banter between the two sides. I've seen a lot of aimbots with PP Bisons and P90s and stuff like that. So I'm hoping, Jay, that we get to see this in the server, because at least for the last like week or so from Furia, we've seen a lot of the wacky weapons coming out from them.
Yeah, Furia are guaranteed to be in the top 3. For them, it's all about trying to make that top 2. So this is still an important match as we get started here on Nuke, our first map of the best of 3 series. It was picked by Chaos and for good reason. Both this map and the second one of Inferno were part of the 2-0 series that Chaos won during ESL 1 Cologne. So up to repeat history in perfect fashion as we go to their T side. Outside control coming in as Vanity has the utility set for him. They've got mostly Kevlar across the entire board. Julie's out for Vinny with a smoke in for him. Incendiary in a flashbang out for Art as Serato takes first contact with the USP. Player up at Heaven will tap some damage and they'll do a little bit to Marky. Yuri will get returned to 14 points of health and they gain secret control as Vinny makes his way down in against Leaf. It's going to be Marky that draws first blood as Leaf plays the bait play and it's a 5-on-4 scenario. P2K out for one good headshot from Art. Marky will find that trade and the bomb plant could be secured.
So far, so good coming out for the Chaos side, and they've still got the lurk coming out for Vanity, just trying to waste as much time as possible, pull Henny out to make sure that he's not backing up his teammates out from ramp, because that's where the commitment's coming through in terms of the retake. Furia down a man advantage, already a couple of players quite low, Yuri and Vanity in particular, and for Furia, they're running out of time, Jay. They need to get a move on into the site itself. Marky going to be able to at least clothesline one of the players towards ramp. You've already got a backstab coming out from Vanity, Yuri and Henny. It seems like it's all over at this point, 2 versus 2, Jay. They need to find these kills quickly.
Yeah, with no kit, and might not even have enough time for the defuse, regardless of if they get these 2 frags. Marky will fall, Vanity on 4 points of health. We're going to try to take Yuri out of place. They can take some of that Kevlar and some of that investment out of the field here for the CT side, but it's going to be an opening pistol round to the favor of Chaos. They achieve mission critical here to open things up. And the rifles coming in for the T side camp. Furia definitely up for a force buy here, and we've seen it many a good time out from this CT camp, and indeed the Swag 7 in for Vinny early on. I imagine the rest of the players will also buy the utility and upgrade pistols around him.
And we saw there from Chaos a lot of dry running outside, really didn't use too much utility. We saw a main smoke out from Vanity, but for Chaos it was all about getting very aggressive, getting that secret control very early into the round, and then using Vanity as the lurk to slow down the rotations. And Furia, investment coming into round 2, and outside control coming out for Chaos once again. This time it's with the cross smokes.
Lil's in. Scout out for Art looking on, but no shots on for the T side. Just downstairs into the secret control, just very quickly to position. AK's just jumping up here, checking down the stairs position, hoping for a frag or 2, but very passive from the Furia side. They're waiting for Chaos to break into the B site.
Yeah, Chaos really slowed it down. We saw a lot of footsteps being heard outside. They weren't silent at all about going into secret, but once they've established this lower control, they've slowed it right down, maybe trying to see if they can play some mind games to Furia. We see Henny in towards dark position. Is he going to get mollied out of this position? They've used the molly, but it's out towards ramp instead.
Standing by, ready to receive. Marky and Leaf make their way on. Mach 10, AK, double face, jump over, and Henny could not get the frag for it. Secondary kill for Marky, trying to get landed onto R. Yuri will fall to Zeppa's hands, and it's a 5-on-3 with Furia already throwing in the towel, grabbing the head Kevlar Serato, the Scout and the Swag 7, and just saving them into the next round. They'll have a full eco to contest against here, so any damage they can do will just be fantastic. It will be 2-0 to the Chaos board.
I actually really like that play coming out from Chaos to sort of clear out Dark. Now, a lot of the time when you're heading towards that lower bomb site, especially on gun rounds, Jay, you're going to have more utility, especially more Molotovs. They only had a single one. They used it out towards the ramp entrance. We see the dual peak coming out towards the air from both Marky and Leaf to be able to sort of have a bait and switch setup and deal with Henny, and from there just open up the site itself after Yuri goes down. And Furia, not even considering the retake, going to hold on to these 3 weapons, hold on to these 3 players, bring those weapons into round 3. So far from Chaos, Jay, it's been a lot of outside control. I'm wondering when the change-up's going to come through, when we're going to see a little bit of ramp, maybe a vent dive, a little bit towards the upper bomb side, because they'll know there won't be many investments to buy up with these 3 weapons on the city side.
And the main focus of saving those weapons from the last one for Furia is just to get a little bit of something back here into this third round, because no investment, as you mentioned, therefore no real way in. Trying to do some damage, take these rifles out here with the Mag 7 and the Scout out, but not expecting much in the grand scale of things for Furia. Again, maybe if they can take these rifles out of their hands, force the reinvestment from Chaos and try and limit the economy early on, and the T-side won't be able to flourish. But they're playing passive, realizing they saved something from the last round.
And Chaos, a little bit of early utility to that upper bomb site, and you can feel as if Art wants to try and get aggressive out from Squeaky. Maybe a little bit worried that he's going to get punished. This is a fake outside commitment from Chaos, putting the cross smokes down just with a single lurk. Back into the upper play, and straight away, Yuri just gets caught off in transition.
Good kill. Good start. Slow entries into the A site as Vanity does catch Vinny up in heaven. K-Serata in the back line's dealt with by Leaf. Simple spray to the MAC-10. The money can get sustained here for the CTs. 2 versus 5. And again, Henny just looking to go passive, potentially get some exit frags, save the scout into the next round. Furia be up for a good rifle buy in this one though, so standard 3-0 start for the Chaos side. And again, a good way to start here on T, trying to replicate the performance of their last series, which on Nuke it was a victory for them. So, all case of not losing too many rifles to the hands of Henny. He takes out 1 frag, and Leaf is hunting alongside John G around the corner, and John G will be the man to get the kill. 3-0 for Chaos, and again, Furia up for the M4s, may even get an AWP out.
And Nuke's been played a lot coming out from the Chaos side. I think they've picked it 4 out of the 5 previous best of 3s that they've played in Pro League. They've had some up and down results. I think the most punishing one was probably against 100 Thieves, where they were only able to get 6 rounds. But look, all in all, Nuke's been a pretty stock standard pick coming out from the Chaos side. They've been able to get some pretty big victories recently, and certainly showing on the T side, really well drilled. They don't want to even upgrade the Galil and that MAC-10 up to AKs. They want to keep it a bit more as a bonus round. Early utility to this upper bomb site. Yuri taking a little bit of damage. In the end, about 30 points of damage done.
And for Fury as John G round the corner against him, still getting that kill with the MAC-10 before he eventually does go down. M4's pressed into the corner. 3v3 as K-Serata transfers his sprays back against Zeppa and Leaf. And now Marky suddenly left alone with Henny and the AWP locked on the position. Shuts him down, and Chaos do get ripped apart on the rush play. Still plenty of cash in the bank, so they can go for the rebuy here. But not the kind of result they would have wanted to out of the bonus round.
And that was pretty quick coming out from Chaos. And you've got to think, you know, when you've got a sort of Galil and a MAC-10, you want to try something at least a little bit aggressive. And that's what we saw from John G going really quick out from Squeak Door. But it sort of seemed there from at least Chaos's point of view, there was a lot of presence out from Squeak, and the hut entrance came out just a fraction later, which allowed K-Serata to be able to transfer the spray. And we spoke about the wacky weapons, Jay. The P90's out for Vinny.
Straight in, nades up. Yuri gets that frag on John G. Secures another opener here for the CT camp. Fast execute coming in from Chaos once again towards the A site play. AK's out, Zeppa moving in. Art with that frag. Henny going to catch them as they're all looking towards the vent. Marky finds that 1 kill, and the nade back from Henny will get himself a tidy double. All left to Vanity in a 1-on-4. Quick execute from Chaos, and a quick shutdown from Furia.
And this is a couple of gun rounds in a row now that we've seen Furia really come out on top in that upper side defensive. And Vanity's been doing a bit of lurking so far on the T side. This could be a way back in. No one's got eyes up to the heaven position. He gets away with a couple of kills. And now he needs to see if he can siphon off the main player. He knows where Art is. He doesn't quite know about Vinny. Smoking off at least one position. But he needs to focus up towards Squeaky. And it's not going to happen. Furia try and swing together as a unit and find that last kill. But I tell you what, Jay, that did get pretty expensive towards the end there.
Absolutely. Damage being done to the Furia side. And all because no one checked heaven. No one kept their eyes on the one position that the lone T-side player was coming in from. Chaos do concede the second, though. So the main concern for them, still going to be losing that round overall here. 3-2. And another force back coming in from the Chaos side as well. So they're heavy investing into these first couple of rounds. Desperately trying to hold on to their early leaders. Aggression starts to come through to respond to it. Look at Art here with the AK. Tech9 against him. He gets himself 1 and 2 transfers to spray to the third man, but doesn't get away with a frag. Utility to respond regardless, though. The outside setup and the follow suits from the backup players allows Yuri to transfer his spray back around, get 3-all for Furia. What's a response coming out? Those last 3 rounds have looked so confident from the CT side.
Not only have they looked confident, Jay, but they've been quick in terms of early impact. Fury, you've got to think they've got momentum, they've got a lot of confidence, and for Chaos, they're thinking, right, we're struggling in these early sort of contact pieces. We're not trading out well enough. Art there just pushing through a smoke. There's just no flash, no nothing, and he gets away with so much. From there, there's just a massive wave of utility that comes through on the CT side. 3 rounds in a row now coming out from Furia. Fast outside once again without the smokes, and it works out for a first kill.
Decent starts. Incendiary's up, and P2K's in for the T side line, hoping to catch some players are getting aggressive, but the CTs are held pretty nicely over here for the moment. They're just sort of sitting back passive. Vanity. Yuri challenging around this corner here in the main area. Does not see the players as they make their way back out. The AWP of Henny is going to be their main concern, though, as he's continuing the challenge forward, and Chaos eventually do back up here. Might look to exit out onto A, get a bomb plant easy.
No, they've got an M4, so they've got something. Unfortunately, the aim punch is really going to hurt them. No one's got Kevlar on this Chaos side, and that's really because it was just a light eco. A couple of upgraded P250, that's it. They get away with 1 more kill, that'd be fantastic. Yuri, been seen, bomb gets dropped, and he denies pretty much everything. And now Vanity, last one left, 1 on 4. Not gonna happen. Quesarado to deal with the last 4 in a row now for Furia. It's starting to get a little bit scary for Chaos, but we're going into a gun round.
That we are. AKs, Krieg, P90 of Vinny. The AWP for Henny, no AWP to respond here for the Chaos squad. Basic rifle set and ready, the flashes, the nades up, standard stuff on these default positions. Art getting some damage, but very minimal starts here for Furia. Chaos not going as hyper-aggressive as they have done in the last couple of rounds, so positions placed and nothing much coming through.
A lot of outside control, but for Chaos, it's a little bit more passive. A lot of the time outside, we've either seen some dry walks from them or just the cross smokes going through. This time around, though, they're sort of waiting for over-aggression. We've certainly seen Art put a lot of contact out from that area, but it's not aggression outside. It's aggression through ramp and lobby, too.
So much map control taken away from Chaos due to the fact of how passive they really went. Passiveness can work out when the aggression wasn't, but this is a bit too much here, overcooking it for Chaos. Outside of lobby, virtually no map control being gained by these boys. They will smoke towards outside, try playing potentially over to the A split, secret control. There's options available for Chaos, but they're going to go back inside instead, faking that one out. Henny's got the AWP ready, though. Info gain, first shot on for the first frag. Not see the player that crossed second. Leaf and Jonji can chime back in as a result. Yuri now holding defensive top of the hut position, ready to drop down. Jonji gets another good kill towards the outside control. Yuri waiting and baiting. Quesarado going to combine. Yuri's going to get given a chance. 2 kills, but not expecting Leaf right behind him. And Chaos will sneak 4 back on the T side.
I'll tell you what, from Furia, I think that they maybe got a little bit too aggressive in that standpoint. We saw Henny finding that first kill out from ramp, and all he needs to do, Jay, is just fall back. He peeks in again, tries to go for a little bit too much, and as soon as he tries to look in for that secondary kill, an instant trade comes out. Jonji finds great work outside. He finds a couple of kills, pulls some distractions away. And for Chaos, you're right, they had no map control. They were pretty much all outside towards the T-spawn and outside. They didn't take the control outside. They went for the fake smokes into the upper play, took back the lobby control, and ended up finding a 4th.
Art legged early for the CT camp. And he's looking to wrap around this corner, look for a player on the outside control, but nothing is being given to him. Smokes down. P90 still set. Mac 10 of Vanity starts moving in here to control. Yeah, it's carefully placed from Chaos. This time a little bit more map control, not quite as passive. A minute and 10 to the clock here. Chaos are now going to make their way out towards ramp, where Vinny is the only player that stands. Top of that boost, flashes Molotovs in, but Chaos don't swing on that contact.
First time we've even seen any utility coming out towards ramp. It really has not been utilized at all from Chaos. Going in quickly to the upper take, but it's Yuri to drop that bomb, find that first kill, and Quesarado is coming up absolutely huge. Finds 4 kills in the end, and for Chaos, maybe they needed to think about committing through ramp, because that upper side, that was denied.
Wow. Quesarado. What a sequence. Transferring the spray back and forth between both entrances towards A. And that gets Furia a simple fifth. They can grab AKs and everything. Double up setup coming in. The money's been bolstered. The rebuy from Chaos is going to look more like an eco than anything else. I mean, it is an eco. PTA 50 is in for 3 individuals. Tech 9 would leave the only player with Kevlar limited utility sets. And Chaos just backhanded by Furia's main anchor. Art there with the first kill, seeing that second man top of the main hut position. Nades on trying to do that damage. Jonji taking contact. 84 HP for him. The pistols do around the corner. Get Yuri at the crossfire set. Quesarado still comes up good. Oh, look at these spray transfers. Runs out of ammo for the 4th man. 3K in this next round, though. And that's 6-4 for Furia. CT side is looking good.
And do you remember when we had the chance of casting Furia versus Genji only a handful of days ago, and we saw Quesarado up like 18 kills and 6 deaths or something? He's really stepping up on this CT side. The spray control's been fantastic. The impact that he's found's been great. Chaos. And for the most part, Jay, they got off to a great start. It was a 3-0 lead off the back of the pistol, but for the gun rounds, it seems like it's all Furia.
Yeah, Chaos have come up good a number of times here, but the confidence level was just so strong here from Furia. Again, all you have to do is compare and contrast the rounds. Yes, they have a lead here for Furia, but most importantly, they've got confident 6s on the board. Almost making it look a little bit too easy with the way that they've coordinated utility around each other. The HE's landing perfectly. The outside presence that has gotten kills or damage to enable a kill, like a few seconds after the fact. Art with the AWP seeing contact on 1 man. Doesn't know that Marky's dropping off the silo boost right now. The smoke's down. We'll let them cross out to the secret control as Marky takes that fight and does force Art off angle.
A lot of information outside, and that's why we can see Yuri dropping into that lower bomb site now. He's got eyes towards events because he doesn't know whether there's already someone in that position, but in the end, out from double doors, he doesn't find anything, and nor does Vinny. A great response coming in from Chaos on the entries.
Art gets 1 kill back on Leaf to turn a 4-on-3 in the post plant. M4 of Quesarado continues to swing. Doesn't catch the man there. Vanity in the back lines will end up burning to Art once again. Smokes down on observation. Slight gap that Jonji's trying to find. And Art is spotted out by Zeppa in the end here towards double doors. Nice hole in those doors as well. Henny will make his way in to try and support Quesarado. Sees that bomb. Trying to focus fire on the upper position. Incendiary back will try to stop them making their way in. He's behind hard cover. Someone from Chaos has got a peek. Coming in from Deacon. Zeppa to get there. And Quesarado, last man left in a 1-on-3. He had such a fantastic set of sequences in the last few rounds, but here in this situation, it's just too much.
And look, it comes down to, for Furia, they need to have a stronger defenses to that lower bomb site. Jonji gets 2 unanswered trades in terms of entries. Both Yuri and Vinny just wide swinging out from double doors and not finding any point of contact. And from there, yeah, they turned it back into a 3-on-3 in the retake, but it wasn't enough. The swing out from Decontamination was fantastic because you saw there that Henny was just trying to stick that bomb with the kit. Chaos finding a way back in, and it's double orbs coming out again, but it's an MP9 up for Vinny. Economy incredibly low for Furia.
Naded out, hit at 51 HP already. He's gone aggressive several times to this outside position, but mostly so far is the garage area, not past red box, with 1 or 2 exceptions. It's Jonji with that opening kill, shutting down the first. AWP of Henny trying to see if he can try and respond towards this, but no trade potential is going to be given up towards him. Vinny with the SMG now ready against several. Flashbang in, and they give themselves up with 2 simple kills. MP9 gets so much out of this, even gets a triple. He's got an M4 right behind him. Quesarado ready to receive Marky next up. Flashbangs, they'll turn away. Marky gets caught blind by his own bit of utility. A follow-up smoke will come through by some cover. Vinny's still spraying through, drawing their attention towards the ramp entrance as Jonji drops to Yuri. It's all left to Marky. What a disaster for Chaos here.
You've got to think that it's just pushing through the a CT smoke. It's not really necessary coming out from the Chaos side. And for Vinny, he just tries to play around it. You can see the flashbang that tries to come out towards ramp to blind off any of the CTs. But Vinny takes the fight. He starts getting aggressive. And you think, okay, in a position like that, maybe he gets 1 or 2 kills. He got 3, Jay, and he still wasn't traded.
Unbelievable. Again, Vinny with an SMG. In that position, that's a sacrificial position. He's not really looking to, get any, get any kills. He's looking to get information, potentially stall a rush, potentially set up Serato to get trades. He's not there to hold the defense by no stretch of the imagination. And Chaos suffer for it again, back to the half bite, giving up info to the CT side as they get downstairs into the lower levels. Serato's going to try and follow them in here with the AK. Art also going to make his way around here from the secret position, knowing that no one from the T side has made their way towards outside. No smokes down and everything. Tech9 could catch the headshot, but Art checks it first. Back turn towards the likes of Zeppa. Vanity will lead the charge in towards the side itself. Vinny is here to receive. There's 3 CTs all in all. They actually overwhelm him with what little they've got. Art burns Vanity to a 3-on-3. Bomb plant can't yet get secured. Opening up Decon. Marky with the AK shut down by Serato. And bomb dropped out in the open, making the task a lot more difficult for Leaf and Zeppa. A minute to go to the clock, and their solo HP do manage to catch Henny though. So 2-on-2.
So far, so good, but Serato's going to drop that bomb, not find the follow-up, but in the end, Yuri's going to win the 1 versus 1. Man, some of these rounds, Jay, have come down to the wire, and for Chaos, I tell you what, that you could not ask for a better round than that, right there. 1 AK and just a couple of upgraded pistols, and they end up getting away with 4 kills. Yeah, they don't get a bomb plant to just give them a little bit of extra cash injection, but that's a great round, and I tell you what, they win this gun round, they're pretty much resetting the economy line from Furia, so it's going to have follow-on effects.
No, absolutely. I mean, the damage being done by Chaos there could give them an 8-7 half. They have lost the half here, but on CT side against Furia, that's not too bad for them. They can actually work with this. M4's out. Zeppa taking that face in. Jonji will take Art back to a 4-on-4. Serato gets downstairs to try and control from Secret, but realizing that he might be in danger, might have to play possum and passive. They're not going to extend so far as Secret this time, though, Chaos. Just the outside control, the 1-for-1 trades.
Serato trying to siphon off the outside play. Now, he's going to hear a few of the footsteps outside, at least hearing the utility coming into Secret. He's got to make a decision, though, Jay. Does he want to play passive, or does he want to look for information and possibly even go up towards the Secret stairs? Chaos, time and time again, they've done a very good job of taking this outside control, and there really hasn't been too many times that Fury have tried to contest. They've given them a lot of map control to work with.
Under 60 seconds left for the hit for Chaos, and again, outside control is what they're working with here, trying to sneak their way up towards Heaven. Vinny's going to fall out from Hell. Get back towards the site. They might have heard that footstep. Are they going to expect Heaven to be open? Well, the smoke down from Vinny will certainly confirm that there probably is going to be no CTs out there, but... And the execution here, splitting in from main and Heaven. One player's watching main, one player's watching Heaven, a third watching lobby. Of course, that 4th man for the rotation from the B side, as they see no information as of right now. Incendiary might stop the hit for a few more seconds here for Vinny, so Chaos pressured as they look to make their way back into the site. Yuri gets Marky, perfect flash in, Leaf drops, Jonji next to fall, and Vanity left to save.
Absolute textbook. That utility, it makes me smile. It really does. The initial smoke going down to the Heaven position. Now, Furia, no, we've given them outside control, so they can be in Hell. They can try and wrap into Heaven and split into the A bomb site through main too. They smoke it off, and as soon as that smoke starts to dissipate, they put down an incendiary, and Chaos go, right, we need to wait even further. There's hardly any utility for the T side to work with, and just before the execution comes through, another smoke goes down towards Heaven. Fantastic utility usage coming out from Furia to find their 9th. And for Chaos, it has not been an easy time for them on the T side.
I think Chaos were in such a good position as well to reset the economy state of Furia, and now here they are with a very broken buy going into the last round of the half. At the very least, they open things up this time. Art given no chance to resist outside in the yard. Okay, Serato back downstairs here at the double doors, takes that one frag. Furia with a crossfire gets 3 bunched up, and Marky suddenly all alone. 1 versus 3 for him. Smoke to keep him suppressed, all 3 CTs. Know where that bomb's at now, know where Marky is, and this should just be the end of the road for him in this half. Should be the end of Chaos's campaign on T side. Furia being given a task and a challenge, but they should end up with 10-5. Chaos will look towards their CT side and try and recover the rest of this map.
Marky needs to try and pick up that bomb and so much more with it as well. Henny's going to be able to find the last kill. 10-5, Furia to take the lead. We're going to go to a short break. We'll be back just after this.
Furia do manage the victory of Chaos on their first half of the CT side, going into the seconds where Chaos can work. Now going on to the defensive line here, need to get a decent pistol, a decent start in, and look at Furia offering themselves up, going completely squishy in this one. 3 players without Kevlar, heavy utility setup, gonna go towards outside Molotovs in, actually an inside play, probably coming in from the Furia side, stacked up towards the squeaky door area, and now they make their way in towards the A site. Marky is back up right behind him, got Vinny, first player facing up, good headshot from the Glock, comes in with that kill. Oh, doubles up, perfectly accurate against Zeppa next, potentially 3. Well, Yuri caught off by Jonji. There was 1 frag, so 3 CT standing up for the retake now.
They've still got a smoke to work with for K Serato, but it's Vanity to at least find 1 trade. But Jonji in the back lines needs to be the one to get involved, and unfortunately, with him taken out, it means that Vanity's alone trying to drop down into the side from heaven, getting swung on so many different angles. And for Furia, well, Jay, they had a lot of utility, and they just put it all towards the upper bomb site. There was only a single player in the site itself. That was Marky and Vinny. He takes down Marky, looks up towards heaven, and just instant delete headshot.
Brilliant, brilliant hit coming in from the Furia side. And again, they left so much as well for Chaos to potentially find. You know, all 3 of those players could have gone down to aim punch, could have been hurt massively by the pistols coming in. The fact that they won, though, the fact that they all mostly stayed alive there. Chaos shut down by basically what is a utility play from the T-side camp. Force bites coming in so early on here, and they needed a good pistol as well. They weren't able to get that, then things would have been very, very dicey indeed for the CT camp. Matt 10's down here, 1 CT on towards the B side, control that 5-7 lead, getting 1 frag and 2 somehow, but Art and Yuri quickly clean up the rest of the CTs.
Yeah, trades come in really quickly. Jonji towards the back of the side needs to hold off, but for Furia, there's now a position to make their way into A. They've realized, okay, there's got to be at least 1 player on the site itself. Maybe a rotation has come through. They've found an opening and now out through hell, wrapping to the A bomb side. And for Chaos, there's an opportunity to pick up some guns, but they need to get quickly to A.
Jonji with an eagle outside, going to be taking it against Art. Does manage to find that kill. Takes a lot of damage for it, though. Easy trade for Yuri. P90 now, Zeppa moving in. No kit. Double flashes in to allow the entry. He's going to make his way all the way around towards hell, and they're going to hear this coming in. How's he going to play this? Grab the AK and save it. Okay, that makes sense. Hold on to that rifle. The extra firepower for Chaos going into their full eco round, and Furia might receive a bit more damage from the Chaos side than what they expect.
Now, when I sort of think back, Jay, to even the first half, I think Chaos have done a really good job in terms of trading for the majority of rounds. I know that they're in quite a big deficit of now 5-12, and they got off to a really good start at 3-0, but it seems like it's the late round. Once the executions come through, at least once we get towards sort of the nit-bitty sort of part of the round where it all comes down to the importance of being able to close out, I think that's where they've struggled the most. And especially losing pistol and losing the force by 2, it just sets you back even further, 1 more round until you can get the rifles through. So yeah, they've got an AK onto Zeppa J, but they can't really upgrade a lot around it going into round 18.
Again, most of the focus is going to be on Zeppa to get the kills and damage in. Take some rifles out of the hands of Furia, if possible, limit the buy going into the real rifle round. That's the main objective. Furia already stormed down towards the B site. 1 player's in there. Big gap in that smoke, though. Zeppa tags up Vinny. Nays on his position, though, forcing him back for a moment. Should allow the rest of the T-side players to cross. Still spraying through, hoping to tag up or take somebody down, but nothing else is going to be seen. Bomb plant to be secured here towards the B site. 5-on-5 retake for Chaos. Avalanche and Zeppo's going to go ahead and save the weapon. The pistols might throw themselves to get some bodies.
Yeah, you'd think, hold on to that AK and just see if you can get the pistols to do some work. They're trying to force Furia into getting very aggressive around ramp. That's exactly what Art's going to do, but look at the information he's seen. He's seen at least 4 players.
Mac 10, staying around a corner, overwhelmed by the players. He can shoot between Henny with 2 frags. Fury comes up with 2 of his own, and certainly they do clean up the CT side as they did try and throw themselves at this site. Again, not expecting much out of this one. They did throw away the AK in that round for Chaos, though. It's a bit lost firepower, but they still have rifles coming in into round 19, so... AKs, the P90 in for Artston out with that weird SMG buy-up status, but against Chaos, they got the AWPs and the M4s as standard. 13-5 though, Furia, they have control. They have looked confident from the word go. Chaos posting resistance, they need to throw out the most of it right here.
Yeah, look, they absolutely do. You see the anti-rush utility coming out to the upper bomb side, but it's the ramp take to come out for the T's that gets denied in the early round from Lee. Finding that first kill, not overextending too far, going a little bit further passive, but just the shoulder peek coming out for Vinny finds the response to even up the playing field.
5-on-4 situation again. Chaos losing the opener. They've been giving up the ramp room control as well. Jonji will try and nade out Vinny's position. Actually tagging pretty low here. Got backup also at Marky from the decon door. Ready to receive them, but very, very careful and positioned here. Team's going to wrap back over towards the upper position into the lobby area. Got Zeppa alone here on the site. If Vanny wants to get here with the AWP, he's going to have to rotate from hell and call for the other CTs to come through because Zeppa, isolated, picked apart so easily to a 4-on-3.
And from here, you might even think about going for the save, Jay. If they go for it and they don't win this retake, they're going to have no money. Oh, the spam from Yuri. That could not have been timed any better. Vanity and Marky, they've got to save now. There's no way they can bring back a 2-on-4. Furia, again, putting on so much pressure, putting on more rounds. 14-5, and this isn't even their map pick, Jay.
Well, there was only 2 ways this could go. One of which was, of course, this one-sided result from the Furia camp. I would have hoped that Chaos would have thrown up something here to try and repeat their scoreline against Furia in the last best of 3. Again, I'll remind you, Nuke was played in that series, and it did go 16-11 the favor of the Chaos side. Definitely not going to be going 11 down for the Furious side. They could be on for 16-5 if they're not careful. Chaos forcing the issue here in round 20 because they realize playing for overtime is a pipe dream. And their own map pick may fall to the hands of the T side. The Brazilians, effective, efficient in their campaign so far, and they're looking to put the final couple nails in the coffin. Just need 2 to go to get this map under their grasp. Jonji aggressing forward, hearing footsteps, but if he faces forward to this one, he actually does catch Art, takes him down, finding that 1 frag. Don't want to escape for his life, though. He just gets out of dodge.
Damage comes through for a lot of players, and now the trade back from K Serrato. Now Furia, they've given up the ghost on this outside control. They have been very noisy. A lot of footsteps are being heard. John G, we saw in the early round, he wanted to contest, he wanted to get aggressive, but now being forced back out from main, an opportunity maybe for him to peek out again, especially with Leaf finding the contact, but into the 3-on-3, the trades keep coming back from Furia.
Just banging Marky towards that corner. K Serrato moving in. Zuri gets another good frag. They do isolate that 1 frag on the part of Henny. Secondary kill against K Serrato can't get landed. The bomb's going to make its way out towards the secret control. Mark is trying to challenge it. If he can drop Yuri, he may well have a chance in this round, but no. Overextending too far. The AK will shut him down. 15-5. Furia on map points on Chaos's map pick. And oh, how hopeful we were that this team could try and secure top 4. It looks like those dreams are about to fall apart right here, Dweg.
And we saw a massive series coming out from Chaos yesterday against Cloud9. 16-3 on Nuke and 16-5 on Overpass. I mean, Overpass is map 3 in the series, but I really doubt we're going to be going there now. But Chaos, they have just been absolutely slapped into reality. Furia have played impeccably well today, and now just going for a really quick play. And now the PP Bison's coming out, Jay.
Yep. I mean, at this stage, they've got rounds to work. It wouldn't even matter, and they made the PP Bison work anyway. 1-for-1 trades. Leaf and Henny getting involved in kills.
Oh.
Nades up, body blots. Okay. That's fine. John G going to capitalize on the distraction and take out Vinny for one good frag. Grab an AK in full back out position here. But a 4-on-3 scenario for Chaos to try and stay alive. Zeppa gets another good kill of his own. Vanity with the P90 now. Moving in towards the corridor. Fury going to get surrounded by the CTs. And it looks like we're not quite ready to concede this matchup. Chaos staying alive for another good round. Furia still on 10 mat points, so Chaos have got a long way back.
Yeah, they really do, and I'm not sure about that from Furia. That was really, really quick. It sort of seemed like it was one of those rounds that they just wanted to get over and done with and close out the map. We saw the vent dive coming in from Art with the PP buys and getting taken out from Leaf, and then the rest of the secret players just really not finding much. In case Serrato trying to make this round as expensive as possible for the CTs, because for Furia, they'll be able to get a buy into the next. So the more damage he does, the less of the buy is going to come through from Chaos in the next round.
Gets us down to 2 players. Can't grab the bomb. We'll smoke up, though. Oh, made some noise. Good bait and switch though with the sprays through. Vanity bursting up and exhausting all of his ammo, allowing Zeppa to get his own shots on. And again, Chaos staying alive, but damage has been done to the CT camp because of the SMG for Marquee for a match point round. That's not a fantastic setup from them, but Fury are going to use the tactical timeout. Their first tactical timeout of the entire match so far.
Don't think has Chaos used any, Jay?
Nope.
At least I don't remember them using any. So yeah, first tactical timeout of the game. And we've seen this. We've certainly seen this time and time again in Pro League that for Furia, you know, once they lose a round or they lose one that maybe they think they shouldn't have, they just go for a tactical pause. They rethink things, realize, okay, look, we've got 9 map points. We really don't have to give them any kind of a comeback. We can end it right here, right now. They know, especially with K-Serrato turning that 1-on-4 into a 1-on-2, that yeah, 2 players surviving can drop weapons, but one of them's going to be forcing themselves. And that's why Marky's on the MP9. So they'll know, at least for one player, is going to be on a lessened weapon rather than just an M4.
And Chaos going to have to continue digging deep and trying to fight back against the Furious side. If they can get more good rounds like this, then, well, we could be in with a decent shot at this one. Smokes down, nades up, sound of Molotovs and incendiaries on for the respective sides. Utility defaults, and Vanity will open up the kill counts. Yuri tagged low the same. And he's going to burn in towards the ramp entrance. No trades from Furia, no follow-up kills from Chaos as of right now.
Good damage so far. Yuri incredibly low. K-Serrato trying to find an entry out from vents, but damage is done again, and he can't find anything. He starts to backstab, but Henny finds the spam, but so does John G.
Through smoke kills, both the CT and T sides bottlenecked out a sweet door. Yuri on 6, Vinny and Henny also relatively low for Furia. The bursts up. No damage done. No kills until Vinny turns around against Leaf here just at the 50-second marker. 3-on-3 scenario gain, but again, him and Yuri are so low.
This looks to be an upper play, and I tell you what, now with that ramp entrance, Chaos need to at least get a little bit of information from ramp. You see the outside player coming out from the Krieg of Yuri. Now that incendiary is going to give a bit of information forward, and for Chaos, if they start aggressing outside, they're going to have to deal with Yuri.
Flashbang catches him though, he goes down to the hands of John G. Now T start walking in to the A site. 20 seconds. Henny gonna smoke out main. Nade up. He's dead. Vinny actually goes down instead. Henny. One good frag. 15 seconds. Now needs to make his way into the B site, trying to grab the rifle drop by his teammate, the AUG. Molotov on towards heaven. Gonna force the CT to face forwards. There it is. Zeppa with that kill. And a 7 to the board of Chaos. Furia finally facing resistance here on the CT side.
And it all came down to early damage. And I think that's one thing that Chaos have kind of struggled with, Jay, across both on the City side and on the T side, was early man advantage and even more damage done. We saw the first kill coming through, a very low HP player too, on that Furia side. And for Chaos from there, it was just able to establish some crossfire. Zeppa gets mollied out towards heaven, still pushes forward, make sure that there's no way that Henny commits to that bomb plant. And I thought for sure we would have a bit of an eco here, Jay, but we're actually getting a force buy from Furia. No respect.
Not too dissimilar to Chaos when they were losing rounds. I mean, They're the ones that got the initial few on the first half. It's force buy after force buy there for the Chaos side when started losing in the hands of Furia. Okay, so we're going to open up here with his AK though. Players on site then are not ready for Marky. Takes out one trade. Back has not come through. Leaf can find his own trade, but dealt with by the Diga to Henny. Jonji gets us to a 2-on-2 and making it 1 though as he doubles up. Henny left alone, trying to isolate these 1v1 picks. Flashbangs over to clutch this, finds Jonji. Vanity so low, but the Deagle doesn't land its shot. The M4 will just get saved and Chaos will just get to 8.
You know what? Furia realistically can force again because it came down to a 1-on-1. So the buy's still going to be looking pretty awful for Chaos. And yeah, that's what I was thinking about, is maybe that going for the investment. Now, it looks like they might just drop 1 AK. All right, so it's not a complete force, Jay, but the loss bonus is starting to spiral up. They'll get 2,900 in the next round.
I have to go a half buy off the back of that to get the economy state in for a decent buy up. Still looking to shut down this CT camp. Realistically, they only need 1 good round. You know, the AK of Arc could theoretically just solo carry them straight into this 24th and win the whole thing outright. Chaos still needs 7 to get to overtime, so, you know, they've got a decent basis to work with here. They started things off and get into a much better position than earlier when they got to the match point. Incendiaries and nades up to try and force the team-side players away. They do swing wide, they do overwhelm.
Zephyr, angle out from hell, and he spoke about the commitment here with the AK. Arc gets 2, man advantage, Leafs alone on the side. He needs support coming out from Jonji. No, is it going to be an upper play, actually? This is all mind games now.
And they're going to find the only gap into the A-site control that Jonji's not defending here. Straight up from heaven, down for the drop. Leaf is waiting for players, but seeing nothing. No contact established here on the B-site. And now Chaos should start figuring out. Now they should starting to realize this, and there's nothing in towards B. They were on ramp, so there can only be one place they're going if they're not making their way in lobby. With the flashbang here from K-Serrato, it will confirm it as they start moving forward here. Still being quiet on Jonji's part of things. The SMG... Got to be careful about this. Wide face. Did he hear the player up top of Heart? Yes, he did. Turns away at the wrong moment. And Art will take him down. Leaf remains as the last man standing. Dealt with by Henny. 16-8. Furia finally get that 1 good round. And that's a buy that absolutely should not have won them that.
Yeah, look, it really isn't, and you can just see micro adjustments there coming out from Furia, even in terms of the utility. The first flash out from Heaven, and then Henny's one pops just after. But look, you're right.
They had some of the most confident rounds in that last map up, so efficiently, so well played for their own part, and you know, for them, like they're in a really good spot here to be able to just simply take easy control above the above the Chaos camp. So I'm imagining that things could get real interesting as time goes on. But here's the pistol round. They've got a lot of work to do here for Chaos. Try and recover their situation as we go to the pistol round here. They are on the T-side start, so an opportunity may present itself as the flashes go over and Jonji tries and takes first face. Fast plays in, flashes over, nades on to do a lot of damage to several of the individuals. Taps up, blocks looking for frags. Fury, Vanity, Marky getting kills across the board as they enter into the B site, get that bomb plant in. Nice nade on to do some damage to Leaf, but he doesn't go down.
Man advantage, though, being found from the T's. Quick Banana presence, though, on the retake from the CT side, and that's Marky dealing and Yuri. And now it's all down to K-Serrato to try and bring this round back, trying to tap away, now making it a 1 versus 2. But how much more can he find? Leaf out towards a new box position. Both players actually in the new box position. They can maybe bait and switch, Jay.
K-Serrato at least sees the first man of Vanity, checking the new box, checking out the second box. Checking out the backlines potentially, turn around towards Dart, chance available for Leaf. Back still turn for K-Serrato, time's ticking. He's not got a kit, so he's got no time. He's got no chance here for the first on the board of the Chaos side. A big start of the pistol here for the T's.
I'll tell you what, like, nade damage was very good from Furia, but the execution was really quick from Chaos. The flashes were perfectly placed. You saw the 2 players on the site itself, one towards Coffin, and I think Art out towards the first Oranges position. They were just so damn blind. And for Chaos, they were able to get a couple of nice entries, forcing the post plant. And for Furia, K-Serrato's retake was just not quite enough to get that round going. A force fire coming back. Swag 7 out for Art. Deagle's up for most of them with a single 5-7 for Yuri. For Chaos, a good start on their opponent's map pick, picking up the pistol.
Deagle's in, Mag 7's out. Flashes over for Vanity as he tries and takes his face in. Out towards brackets onto the long position. And Smoke's out, Molotov's in. Around that corner here towards the A site, looking onto the A site control. Vanity, 1 frag, Zephyr with 2. Henny turns around with 1 more good frag as the Mat 10 moves on, getting those kills, leaving it all to Art as the 1 versus 4. And now it's all left to him alone here for his second round to the Chaos side. Very quick and efficient hitting towards the A site.
And nice and easy to come out from Chaos. You've got to think Art holding on to this Mag 7 might be something to bring forward going into round 3. And for Chaos, a very nice commitment indeed. Good wraparound to the A-bomb site. And certainly that re-smoke out towards Moto will pretty much secure the deal. Chaos, 2-0 start going into the T side of Inferno. And for Furia, Jay, you've got to expect that maybe they can upgrade just a little bit. Maybe Art's looking for that Deagle, but you've got to think as soon as he picks it up, they'll know he's there.
Just gets out of dodge with his weapon, so it doesn't look like there'll be any contact facing from the T side line. Mag 7 in, out to the fountain area. 2-0 start for Chaos as Furia look to probably go for an eco around this Mag 7 position. So standard stuff being set in from these guys. The confidence will start to build at least for the Chaos cap. Much better start here. I mean, they did get the pistol and conversions over in the first map, so maybe here on the second it'll be a similar sort of situation with Furia getting their rifles out and then absolutely wrecking face as time goes on.
Yeah, I was just going to make that point, Jay, because we saw Chaos going 3-0 up on Nuke, but they weren't able to sort of pull any further forward, it seemed. We're struggling to sort of build up a little bit of confidence and a little bit of momentum. Well, some upgrades of some Deagles, and it's actually Vinny's Deagle to find the opener for Chaos. So that's one of the first times we've seen from Furia so far of an opening man advantage coming through.
Minute and 20. Very careful control from Chaos to the back of that opening kill against their favour. Vanity down, Serato backing up out of the short control. Rifles moving in. We've got Jonji. Long face against Serato. Smokes up, Deagle in, sees his man. Jonji takes that frag to a 4-on-4 and no chance left for Yuri in this one. Backed out to the apartments, plant to be secured. On paper, this should be a 3-0 for the Chaos side. I mean, the Eagles are still moving in, trying to get some more frags out, but other than Vanity's casualty, it seems like they remain completely deathless here on the Chaos side.
Yeah, just see if they can find some exits. That's the most important thing. And see if they can try and keep the economy as low as possible. There's not really any point of saving. I mean, Art, if he wants, can hold on to a Mag 7 to bring it into the next round. Chaos. Looks like they want to try and save towards a pit position, but there's 2 players in the apartments on the city side that can swing.
They're going to look for exits here. Molotov or Leaf are going to try force them back out of the Yaps position. They'll pop out. Yuri will go down. Damage sustained to Marky. Art going to go falling next up. They're back up towards that corner and all 4 will stay alive. That was planted on default. There would have been a decent few frags there for the Furious side to try and limit the economy state of the T's. But a 3-0 for Chaos nonetheless. They are in a good spot. Again, rebuys coming in for the Fury account. We'll see the M4s, Mac 10s, and an AWP brought down for Henny early on here. The big green guns coming out for both sides.
You certainly recent times, Jay, you don't really see a sort of T-side players saving to that pit position if they plant default. A lot of the time, if they plant towards the back of the site like they did, you know, it's fine. You're not going to take too much damage from the bomb radius. But if you're in that default position, you can have players like that from the apartments to do a lot of damage. So that's when you start taking brackets and maybe even some CT long control. But going into the rifle round, Furia being able to get the AWP for Henny. Look how aggressive Vanity has been able to find himself out through the apartments. Doesn't find the opening shot, but it's the opening kill for the CT side.
Good frag opening up. Leaf Looking for Yuri back here, sees that incendiary smoked out and extinguished by the player at Graveyard. Know that he's there, at least Henny gets the kill back on Lee for a 4-on-3 situation. Max comes up with one good frag, but continues the trade back to the T-side line. Single man advantage held for the CT side. Bomb plant can be secured here. They're just trying to make their way into a much better position, and Marky actually gets his Galil on to spam through the smoke, get a wall bang onto Henny, and probably secure a bomb plant to the back line. But with a 2-on-2 and a massive HP advantage for Furia, you must imagine that Chaos should get overwhelmed. I say that, and Marky gets his triple in. M4 Vinny now on site, and Marky quadras up for quadra rounds of the Chaos squad.
Alrighty, there we go. Marky stepping up, and that's probably one of the first times we've seen in this series where he's had a big round. And look, it all sort of went wrong from the get-go. We saw the AWP from Vanity getting very aggressive through the apartments, gets punished from Yuri out from Graveyard, and from there they have to try and commit to that A bomb site. Trades looked pretty decent out, at least establishing that crossfire from Mini Pit of the MAC-10 and the AWP from Henny and Library. And then in the end, it's just Marky that comes into his own to find 4 kills in the round. What a response from Chaos to start off on this T side.
Furia not given the same level of breathing room, not given the same amount of control as they did have over on Nuke. Chaos taking this into their own hands, and they of course needed to do so if they wanted to hold the chance here in this series. Again, they need to get themselves a series win here. 1 map or 2, it doesn't matter. Just get a win by the best chance possible against the 100 Thieves side for that top 4 position. For now, it is just into the 5th round, and the Eco Pistols coming in with the AWP safe for art. Max loss bonus for Furia in the next round, so they're mostly looking to the rifles here in the next.
Unfortunately, that AWP is over to the A-bomb site. That re-smoke out towards top of Banana is not fantastic. It gives Vanity a little bit of an angle to work with. Now, R doesn't see anything over to mid. They're going to gamble rotate for this B bomb site, Jay.
Taps up, bursts through. Marky gets a secondary kill on Henny. Vanity flashed out into the A site control, seeing nothing here in the boiler room. Wrapping up here for a simple bomb plant on the part of John G's side here. Fury just having their Kevlar, the AWP of course, and Art just remaining back to the B site, and simple clean-up round there for the Chaos side. M4 for Leaf will be the main issue in terms of the buy-up itself. I don't think they can afford the AWP yet either. I mean, they could potentially buy it on one player, but to prioritize that above utility might be a bit of a question mark here for Chaos.
Certainly for Furia, it was a pretty good read. I think it was a better read from Chaos. And we saw that Chaos had taken complete banana control, and it looked like they were setting themselves up for a BXE, and Furia rotated everyone to B to establish that gamble stack. And I'm not sure where the information came from Chaos or whether it was just a bit of a gut feeling, but they read that situation perfectly, rotated back to A, absolutely no one there. 5-0 up for the T side, and for Furia, you've got to think when things don't go right, that's when the double AWPs can start coming out from Art and Henny to really start to put some impact on and apply some pressure. But for Chaos, Jay, it's been flawless for them.
Yeah, we've seen many a good time here. Furia bring these big green guns back out for their CT side and do some serious damage with it. Of course, the last few days here in Pro League, they have had a really fantastic setup here with double AWPs, so see whether Henny and Art can make it work for this next round. They've got one placed out towards Banana here. Art backed up by 2 more CT players. A lot of utility coming out early on as the apartments control comes in for the other AWP. It's Henny there. Opening frag on Marky. Good kill to open. Vinny doubles up here. Zephyr gets close, but does not get the secondary kill. Okay, Serato could trade it back, and just like that, the crossfire set from Furia. The banana control coming in, and John G left alone as the last man standing. Henny's hunting for his double. USP out to get it. Low HP, 6 points of health. And he's out of this round here.
What a shutdown coming out from Fury, taking the top of Banana. Nade damage was great. I think Vinny even got a kill sort of mid-air trying to get on top of the sandbags. And for Chaos, one thing that we certainly saw from on Nuke, Jay, is a couple of rounds here or there where Fury just had one sort of 4 or 5 players staying alive. The big shutdown rounds, and that really sort of affects your mental game to sort of say, right, you know, we're up 5-0. We lost a really strong round there to Furia. We need to be able to chime back in. We need to be able to deal with those double AWPs. I need to get a bit of a chokehold, especially towards the top of Banana. They can't allow that much utility damage to come through again.
Nades up, smokes down to respond there from the T side. They'll take a little bit of damage, return some more to Serato. Henny with that AWP set and ready towards this second mid position. Back on that AWP, set to play in here too. Banana control does pick up initially, land that flick on Zeppa with a fantastic flick to his own. Seeing the AK trade face forward here, shoulder baiting in with a pixel. Eventually gets that kill, but then he finds that trade on the M4. 2 for 1, all in all. AKs, AWPs recovered here for the CT side.
Look, that's a smart play coming out from Marky. He realizes I need to make a play. I need to at least be able to try and bring some sort of response back. He gets a kill, gets instantly traded, and now long control looks to be coming through, but it's a game of timing, and Henny doesn't hit the AWP shot. An opportunity now for the teams to get in towards A.
Fury up against Leaf, and Leaf wins that next fight. Chaos wrapping back around for this one, and the bomb plant will be secured. A 6th to the T side as Furia don't want anything to do with this retake. Hold the AK, hold the AWP. I can see the situation here for the T side camp. Chaos looking really, really good, and you know, some of the players that were really sort of, you know, not really showing up in the first map are starting to really come up here for the Chaos camp. You know, Marky was one guy that was particularly quiet. So was Leaf as well. Of course, Marky's on 9 kills so far in this matchup, and Leaf just basically is the player that won in the round.
Yeah, look, Leaf did a really good job there. He got some fantastic timing, there's no doubt about it. We saw Henny checking out long, didn't see anything, went in for the second peek, and had to adjust really quickly onto a flick. Doesn't hit that shot, and from there, Leaf just opens up the round, opens up the bomb site. And even for Furia, yeah, they trade back to a 2-on-2, but the CTs are so deep around sort of like the T-spawn second mid position that there's just no way back in for the retake. And Chaos. All right, Jay, I'll tell you what, I didn't quite expect this strong of a start to come out from them.
No, I mean, it can be justifiable considering it's T-side, and Chaos on Inferno tend to do better on the T-side line, but they're also on a 4-map losing streak on Inferno as of late. So seeing, I mean, actually the last time they won it was against Furia at ESL 1 Cologne. So, you know, just to tie that back into the rivalry in the last series that they played. Definitely wasn't expecting this level of confidence coming out from the North Americans. To get something pretty big out if they want to try and return the favor to the Furia side. Try to see if they can go 7-1, potentially steal this map away. I mean, that's going to be the main factor for it. The second half may get a bit difficult for them, so as many rounds as they can take on T-side, that'll be the positive elements for them.
Certainly. John G flashed in. No repeat, though, comes out, but a leg shot coming out from Henny. And now they know that John G's going to fall back. That's a perfect opportunity for Yuri to strike. And for Chaos, they're just going for a really quick A execution.
Zeppa trades Henny, and the T's move in. They've got one rifle in case Serato already getting his double up in here against Marky and Vanity. Now Zeppa left alone, 1 versus 4. Here's the player up in the apartments, picks up that bomb. We're going to go for a bomb plant from here. CTs can't swing in and deny it. He's planted close in the corner now, but still got to fend off the retake. Smoke down to his right-hand side to buy a bit of cover. Moving close against them, takes a fight on Vinny, but too far out in the open. Vinny can win it. Simple spray for the M4, and the second goes to the Port of Furia.
Hey, you speak about the strong T side from Chaos that they can sort of be proficient on a map like Inferno. We've certainly seen over the course of Pro League, Jay, that Fury have been a team that are putting up like 9, 10, even 11 rounds sometimes on their T side. So you've got to think from Furia, there's going to be a lot of positives for them going into the second half, but they need to be making sure they're giving themselves enough breathing room to allow this comeback to come through. Chaos there, we just saw them getting picked apart from Serato out through the pit position. A strong defensive hold of that A bomb side. Even the timing for Yuri to find that opening pick, forcing Chaos into a really quick site exit. Now going into round 9. A potential for the T's to get reset after this by Jay.
Incendiaries and nades as Chaos lose that first pick on Art here. Straight in against Leaf. The frag has been found. Fury looking to take early control with their double AWP setup once again. It's Art on the strike. Got Vinny set towards Sandbag. Smoke down to buy him some cover. Can extinguish the flames as the flashbang is also going to catch him for blind. Zeppa comes up with a kill on Henny. Spray through a mark. Does catch that, transfers it back towards Zeppa's position, but can't quite get his 2k in. It's Zeppa with his own 2k, and Art missing a big flick, overcooking it massively, allowing Zeppa 2 more 1v1s and 4 kills in this round.
Oh, Zeppa going absolutely can. What a huge round from him. And that just looked too simple. We saw the trades coming out left, right, and center towards Banana, and Zeppa's like, right, this is my time to shine. I'm just going to walk in. Henny doesn't hit the AWP shot, and Zeppa just goes huge. Massive 4K from him. Massive round for Chaos. And for Furia, they're just going to be able to scrape a buy together, Jay, but it isn't going to look fantastic. There's certainly not going to be any AWPs for them.
Considering the situation here with the tactical timeout coming in for the CT side, probably going to have to force the buy because Serato and Yuri have already bought down. The economy game has been a bit of a weird one for the CT side. Chaos. They're full-blown AKs. No need for an AWP so far. It hasn't been necessary. Right now, their main man is Zeppa, top fragging in the server right now. I mean, a part of that is down to the fact he just got a massive 4K in the last round. Still, all players except for Vanity keeping pace. And for Vanity, it's understandable considering he's the IGL at this moment here. Hasn't had the chance to get back on the AWP so far for Chaos. Furia have a P90 in for Vinny. It's back to egg. SMGs are plenty for the CT side.
And honestly, I don't even think they need the T side off. They've been doing just so much successful rounds when it comes to the AKs and just keep running them. And Furia, P90's down towards the top of Banana. Marky, the damage through the spam, so much has come through. The finish up coming out for the HE. And now for Furia, they need to give up on this Banana control. It's not worth them taking it back.
But as Chaos fall back, the way they put their stock in the next part of this round is going to end up probably being challenged by the Chaos camp.
Gamble stacker A, look at the rotation from Furia. B's completely open.
Back and forth for Chaos as they retreat away, go back in towards the B play. The flash is over from the Banana position. Does not prompt a rotation from Furia. Still suspecting a default, hoping they counter-rotate to the A side, but with all 5 players being here in Banana, Utility coming in for a full-on execution is going to be a B play, and no one from Furia can resist this. A 5-on-4, and they might just even consider the safe call here. They're back out towards second mid, going into the apartments. Yeah, this is definitely a safe setup from Furia.
Look, the thing is, you understand why the gamble stackers come out. First of all, Jay, they don't have any kits. And second of all, they've got hardly any utility. There's no Molotovs, there's a single smoke and a couple of flashes. So they realize if we split the sites, if we go 2 on B on 2 on A, we're probably going to lose the Angels or at least lose the trades and then end up saving as it is. So we might as well just hold on to our weapons. We know our economy game's low. We don't want to continue to just spiral out of our economy into the shatters. Chaos, though, and like mentally, they have just came to play going into Inferno, and it's sometimes really tough, especially knowing that you really just got decimated on your own map pick. That they come out to the T side, they're looking really confident, they're playing quite loose on the entries, and we're seeing some big individuals stepping up, 8-2, and this is getting desperate now from Furia. Responses need to be coming through.
Saving these weapons might enable another force back from Vinny. It could also enable a save call for him so they can get more rifles into round 12. SMG given to him by Yuri's part. But even so, you can see how desperate the buy really is from Furia. And Chaos, man, this T-side has been looking real good here. They've won the half, so they've gotten the best out of this one that they can. Everything else from here on will be a bonus, and they need to put as many rounds between them and Furia as humanly possible. Have a chance here if they can really bolster up a 13-2, 12-3, or even 11-4. Chaos will be in a really good stead to win this map and stay alive in the series. Art Court aggressive towards mid-control. Opening kill goes the way of Marky.
Perfect flashbang to at least deal with Art. He was just completely blind. He had players to deal with both to the right of him and to the left. And can't be looking at 2 places at one time and just get swung on. And now Chaos, they slow it down. Starting to maybe establish a little bit of the apps position. This could be an app spot coming out for Chaos. Something we haven't seen from them before, but the entries are fantastic once again, and they've opened up A. Serato and Henny have to save.
Back out of dodge, back to the B site. And that's 9 to the Chaos board that were just... I'm kind of surprised, honestly. Like, I'm a little bit speechless, but seeing how well these guys did. Considering how they were dominated by Furia as well. In that second half, you know, Furia were just easily under control, easily able to style on Chaos. Simple frags coming in for them. And, you know, even on the CT side, they look pretty good there for Nuke. Here on Inferno, though, it's a completely different story. The opposite could be said for Chaos.
You've got to think too, you know, we mentioned it in the last map, still stepping down for the lineup, Marky coming in. This team is a 5, core, hasn't really been together for that long. Marky joined, what, 3 weeks ago? I think they've only played like 15 maps together. It was his debut going into Pro League, and I mean, what a result it would be to even try and take it to a third map here. A second timeout coming out from Furia. And you've just got to be wondering what is going on in the communications in this moment right here, Jay. Is it calm? Is it collected? Is it a little bit more, not angry, but a little bit more sort of, how do you want to put it? A little bit more aggressive, I want to say, in terms of the comms, because really, you've got to think that they've run double orbs a few of the times, and they've certainly had impact. They've found opening kills, but it's been Chaos's entering ability and trading that's just been flawless.
No, absolutely, you're right about that. I can imagine a level of frustration, a level of anger, as you mentioned, probably a little bit of dejection, if you will, for the Furia side.
Could be.
And most importantly, questions from these guys. How are we going to shut down Chaos? How are we finally going to, stop this firepower from opening up rounds and just decimating us here? This T side should not be going this well, but it is. And already you can see how much utility Fury have used to try and stop the Chaos from rushing in and taking heads off. And, that might be the start of things, but as they gain utility out for their own right, the T's will take banana control. And Art and Vinny with a task and a half. The entire T-side onslaught about to rush around this corner. Orb set to the edge. Good line up. Collateral only gets the one frag on the player with a bomb plant. Nades up though. Doubles up on Leaf and Thaddy. And Art's going massive. 4 frags to his name. Shanti finds one to return, but can't get Vinny next up. And the Orb and the nade and the sequence from Art gets the third on for Furia.
Oh, great nade placement. Again, we've seen it time and time again from Furia, and for Chaos, that was something we haven't really seen from them before. A lot of these T-side rounds have been very widespread in defaults, and what they do there is they don't take early banana control. Furia don't take it either. Then they just try and rush B just off the basis of immediately taking banana control, and for Art, it's about finding that opening AWP kill, continuing up with the nade, and looking in for more. 4 kills to the man, and that could be the way back in for Furia, but for Chaos, they've always been able to find a response when it comes to losing a single round.
And look at this already from Art. He's tagged low. Nade stack in past the wood stack. 42 HP. Zeppa on 51 is returned eventually over on the banana challenge. The nade's up, the Molotov's in. And the control set for the CT side is mostly in very active contact position, especially on the B banana control. Chaos starting to lean in towards the brackets area now. Henny with that AWP finds the first of Leaf, forced back towards Arch. They're going to try and take another good 1v1 face against Jonji, and he gives it up to him. 5-on-3 scenario. The CTs have gained control.
Chaos, they've got to really just somehow sneak their way back into some sort of contention in round 13. Now, they've got a little bit of a play out towards Banana. It comes down to Zeppa trying to find this trade. That might sell him on a bit of a fake that it's a B-side play. Oh, Marky to fall. Another AWP kill coming out for Henny, and it seems like it's the battle of the AWPs now for Furia.
Art to take first contact. Henny's going to take the first few frags. Vinny's going to take the 4 for the round here. Away from Chaos, a 1-on-5 now for Vanity, and his AWP can't do much from here. Not given a chance to show up, and when he has the weight of the world on his shoulders, he crumbles underneath it. It's 4 to the board of Furia now, as finally they've found the response they need against Chaos. Can they continue it into a 6th? They've got 2 rounds to get it here, and Chaos down to a 4 spy. Okay. I would have thought they would have saved for 4 rifles in round 15.
I'm a little bit surprised about this too, Jay. I suppose that they want to try and see if they can put some pressure on immediately. They'll realize that they won't be able to reset the economy line, but maybe see if they can take those AKs out of play going into round 15. Oh, the nades though, Jay! It is a world of pain up for the T side, and even Art's trying to get aggressive. The opening kill going the way of Chaos, and Art's just sitting in this smoke.
He knows they're low. He should realize this with the nade stack coming in. Nades back of their own. Vanity does fall. Leaf and Jonji takes damage. Henny falling out is marking a check. This, yes, he will. Still the spray comes in, and Art gets 2 for his trouble, making it 3 and 4. And Art, when they need him most, just stands up for Furia and smacks Chaos back to an eco.
Oh my goodness, Jay. The nade damage. I just want to run through some of the utility damage stats for Furia. Vinny, 440. Art, nearly 300. Henny, nearly 300, all in terms of utility damage. And it comes down to Banana. It is HEs and Incendiaries that are just doing so much damage. Chaos, force bought in the last round, Jay. They're going to have to force buy again.
Are having a bit of a weird game so far in the first half, turning it around here to close out the CT side as the CT start to aggress and they start getting picks here towards the second mid control. 3-on-3 as the trades are good, at least for Chaos for now. AWP of Henny now looking to try and strike. He got some fantastic sequences, but not able to see anything more from here. They are making a lot of noise though, so Henny has that info, backs up away from Leaf, keeps his eyes on brackets and falls back out to short control.
I'll tell you what, the apps pop could have come out perfectly. That AWP is going to have some really close range fights, but Henny hits the connection. And now it's all down to Zephyr and Marky to continue. Incendiary coming through, but they've got the information, and Henny strikes again! He only finds a couple, but the trade comes out 9-6 half in favor of Chaos. We're going to go to a short break. Don't go anywhere.
There's been a great effort for Furia to recover the situation against Chaos. Now 9-6 up for their CT half-twig. Still down a map. Chaos need to continue the momentum going into this one, else they will be out of Pro League.
I'll tell you what, a recovery coming out from Furia 4 rounds in a row at least gets them to 6 in the turn of the half. And for Chaos, look at this stack out to the A bomb site. They've got 2 players in towards the apartments position and 2 out towards the short control through brackets. And for Furia, they're starting to take this apartment's control, and this is where Zephyr can strike 2 kills with the CZ.
Crossfire baited in. CT's ready to shut down Furia in the apartments. They've got 1 player outside of it in R. Contact from Vanity, who start facing again against the likes of Henny, but can't quite find that kill. John G and Zephyr and Leaf and Marky all face K Serato, and he gets a quadra to recover this for Furia. Chaos, just like that, lose every ounce of control.
Why? Why are they getting aggressive? They don't need to. They have a 5-on-3 advantage, Jay. Man, I'm tilted because, like, that was just not needed for Chaos. I don't know what the call was there. They could just play deep into the sites. They don't need to peek. And Furia, all it comes down to is K Serato just standing there with a Glock. 1 by 1, they keep peeking in. They try and swing together as a unit and just get absolutely ripped apart. Oh, man, you've got to feel for them. Zephyr did so much damage. You got 2 kills with the CZ out from Boiler to start the round off.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I'm in shock they let that much go to K Serato. Been a player that stood up for many a good round and many a good game of Furia, but this time Chaos should fed themselves on a silver platter to him. Rebuy from the CT side will come through. The force up Leaf and Vanity get those opening couple of kills. The utility down, the smoke set. Trying to stop them from making their way any further inwards here. At least Chaos get these opening couple here. Can they follow suit with a few more? They've got to rotate back towards the B side. A 5-on-3 favor to the CT side.
Now, this is a chance for Yuri to maybe wrap in through Speedway, through CT Spawn, Jay. There's a big gap here. And Chaos do not have any eyes out from long, and it just comes down to timing. You can see Henny trying to open up this B bomb side. Yuri, he's got to be the man to pull the distractions away, or at least be the undetected element.
Leaf moving in with the Galil. Only rifle in the hands of the CT side is standing by to ensue. Sees players wrapping around from CT, takes those shots. May also realise where Henny's at. Flash over, may allow a peek in. A sprays through Mark. He gets that kill on the back line, so all left to the main T-side force. 2 standing, and Chaos may just return the favour back to Furia. K Serato stands alone. CZ up. He still gets 1 frag for it. USB turns around against Marky, though, and Marky's having none of that.
I'll tell you what, look, they bottle it in the pistol round, Jay, but they don't on the anti-eco. That's a really great force buy coming out from Chaos. And look, it just worked really nicely. They were able to have 3 players stacking up through long, and for Furia, I felt like there was a lot of dry peaks there, Jay. They weren't really using the full use of their utility. No flashbang out to peek around that long corner, and from there, 5-on-3's advantage is going straight in the hands of Chaos. Furia trying to even get Yuri in the backlines. He can't find anything. 1 kill found by Furia on the response. And now they have to force by themselves.
No choice in the matter. Look at the nades coming through. Damage done. No kills early here for the CT side, neither for the T side all the same. AG and Vanity seeing one, sprays through an Art, tags him so close to it. But still no kill found for the CT camp. Damage being done, body blocks and everything. Mac 10 standing by. Ready to receive. Smoke set and ready, and Leaf is back behind the stack waiting for more contact. They might start peeking into him.
A bit of a one and done position coming out from Leaf, but he does have at least a crossfire being set from Zeppa. And Furia, they're all starting to regroup up towards Banana. A rotation coming through from Marky with the AK to back them up towards B. Bombside Zeppa with the first trade comes out. Leaf only finds one, but they still need to deal with one more on B.
AK sets these two, transfers it back for Marky, and now leaves all on Art. The 1-on-3 with 2 HP. More CTs than Art's health bar, so this is going to be virtually an impossible situation for him. 25 seconds, unless he lands the eagle headshots on both of these guys, and they miss all their shots. But Marky has been particularly good here for Chaos so far. 10 seconds, and Art's got to get a bomb plant or otherwise go down and get the money bonus. If he stays alive with the Galil and the Kevlar, I mean, I guess the Galil can work for the next round because Fury will not be having anything at all. They're hunting for that after-time kill and everything, but he's going to stay back passive. He's not going to give it up to them. They had a nade to put to that wood stack corner. That would have been a frag, but not to be today. It's going to be 7 to the board of Furia and 11 to the board of Chaos.
And for Furia there, it really seemed like they just had no idea that there could have been another B player. And look, it does make sense when you've got two players establishing a crossfire towards the top of Banana and Marky hasn't peeked, then you pretty much assume that there's no one else on B. If there would have been, they would have been fighting with the top Banana players. And just Marky just catches off two players completely undetected of him being there. 11 to 7 coming up for Chaos. And Furia just half by going into round 19. Saved him with that Galil from Art from the previous round. And you've got to think, Jay, this is really the chance for Chaos to start to extend their lead. It's a couple in a row for them now. It could be a 12.
Art up first here towards the brackets position. Up in the corner towards short. Spray through for Marky. Blind, hoping to get some damage. Nothing received here from Furia. Should be a pretty simple round here for the CTs to win. I say that, and it's not doing damage towards Jonji. 61 HP as he's forced off angle here to the pit control. The Galil saved him with Furia, at least doing something, but no frags found. They're going to counter-rotate back to the B site.
I'll tell you what, Jay, not a bad read so far coming out from the Furia camp because there's only going to be one player on B. Oh, it looked like Leaf was going to rotate towards A, but he's sort of staying around. Now, there's actually no players in the site itself, so you've got to expect if they can smoke down this CT angle, they can try and force Chaos behind the smokes.
Zeppa and Leaf back towards tree, smoke on the stairs, Incendiary goes right into that smoke, so baiting in the utility there. Flashes over and catch these two players blind. They can both face together. Crossfire. Leaf gets that kill on Vinny. 13 seconds. Art trying to cross. Henny also gets past that smoke, going for a bump on here. Matt 10 in the backline. Jonji. And indeed, they do get these frags together. One player standing in Henny. Does secure the plant as least, so he gets that damage in and the extra bomb bonus here for the money line here for the T side. But 4 kills for Leaf, holding the defensive pretty confidently alongside Vanity and Marky, and it will be 12 for Chaos. Good start here on CT, a return to the Furia pistol, and now the rifles can come in full stead.
And that's really important that they get the bomb plant, Jay, because Art would have been on, what, like 2,850? So he would have probably just been on a Galil, maybe even a Mac 10. So now he's got a little bit more utility to invest into that Mac 10. Furia still make the round somewhat expensive. They get away with a couple of kills. AWP up for Vanity, and we've sort of yet to see Vanity come into his own. He hasn't really needed to perform at a high level, I want to say, on Inferno, especially in that first half. His teammates were pretty much doing everything that was necessary up on that T side, but this is really his chance, Jay, to kind of show at least Furia what he's worth. Look at Jonji trying to get aggressive here.
That behind the smoke doesn't extend further to enter or get past it. And usually Fury, good peek up from the AK, finds that frag, finds the opener for the Furious side. Still spread out, Bomb yet to commit here, but with the majority forces stacking up towards brackets, looks like A is going to be the play here.
I think Vanity may have heard a bit of a footstep from Vinny towards the apartment, smoking it off, buying at least the CT side a little bit more time, and he's going to start to get aggressive, Jay, at least starting to reposition with this AWP. He's got Yuri to deal with. He was the player that was able to find the opening kill onto Jonji. No rotations have come through, and there's a player in towards CT spawn for the T side. They're going to start to wrap into this A bomb side and even have a library flank.
The backstab from Art's going to be everything because no one's watching this angle. He taps up, Vanity going to be received.
Yeah.
The MAC-10 gets that frag. Marquis held back towards Graveyard, looking for the bomb plant. First and foremost, lines up 2, takes out 1, and Leaf and Zephyr back over to save because they've got no way into round 20. This will be Furia winning a follow-up to their pistol round. That's Chaos. Can't quite secure their 13th just yet, but the damage coming through is the most important thing for them. They have lost a lot of money. They may be back down to a reset potential.
I'll tell you what, I actually really love that positioning coming out from Art. He was able to sneak his way in through Arch, and rather than maybe like catching off the B players on rotation when they start the execute to A, he actually starts the backstab in from Library, and the position's perfect because you've got the AWP of Vanity trying to look in towards that short position that's just completely exposed. Marquis only finds 1 from Graveyard. An excellent round coming out from Furia, and it started off with the man advantage. A great duel out from Yuri towards Jonji and Boiler, and Chaos just holding on to the 2 B players, saving him those weapons. Now, Leaf can drop a couple of M4s, and Zephyr can drop 1, so they can still completely buy in this round here, Jay.
Plenty of potential still for Chaos, but again, a hard buy back in. SMG for Vanity. No AWPs out for these guys. So a 4-round lead for the Chaos side. Furia trying to bring this back. Art backed up now towards the mid position here, towards the Mexico position. Checking out towards the mid control, seeing 1 contact from a CT, but just a hand being given up, not a pixel good enough for a kill. Leaf actually gets the kill through the smoke here on the banana position. Nades up, smokes down, Zephyr, top of wood stack, no idea where Henny is, takes that fight and loses it out to the T side.
And Vanity trying to work around this smoke. A good response coming in from Furia. Vinny, an opportunity to push forward now that Vanity's starting to back off. A lot of information going both ways. But for Furia, they've all slowed it down. They've taken a lot of brackets control. There's 3 players towards this A bomb side, and that's the start coming out from Jonji. That's a way back in now.
Mark are going to smoke out, provide some cover for Vanity, it seems. No, I should just go for the motor smoke and just deny anything here for the T side. No entries and no way to wrap around towards the site itself. A smoke down towards Arch as well leaves no options to make their way in from Speedway. They will leave a player that lurks back towards this long controls. The other 2 make their way into the B site. Sprays through, down Banana, going to give up some information. 40 seconds left. Now they've got to rush forward. Footsteps being heard here by Leaf. He's the player with one of the kits here. The second on Jonji towards the A site. The second man going to rotate out. That's Vanity and Leaf now with the defensive 2 hold. Smokes up here on that first box cover. 20 seconds, Vinny flashing his way past CT, no smoke for it. Leaf catches the bomb planter, takes him down, gonna get picked up quickly. Yuri finds 1, but Leaf gets himself 2 frags, trying to make it a quadra all in all. Vinny will trade, plant to the back lines, 2 CTs up for the retake. Marky makes his way in, Vinny catches him, sprays through, but doesn't get his last. Jonji, return fire, just recover the round for Chaos with love from the CT side.
Big clutch. Big clutch there coming out from Jonji. And, you know, spreading the love, spreading the victories, and getting a 13th up onto the board. Now, Furia, that bomb plan is certainly going to allow them a little bit more of a cash injection and try and keep the economy as stable as possible. But you've just got to think there from Furia, considering the disadvantage, Jade, they still did a really good job of bringing that round back and making it expensive. Look at what Chaos are bringing to the table in terms of their buy going into the gun round in round 22. It's 2 SMGs and a FAMAS out for Marky, and that just comes down to being a one-on-one and 4 players going down in that last round.
Nades on. Try and look some damage here earlier. Try to do some towards the T side. Furia do have V attack that in the second nade coming in. To the mid position here, the AK on 72, the flash in for the AWP. Not going to land a peak here. The boost up for Art looks towards the quad position of the short control. But they're very passive here on the A site for the CTs.
And Chaos have been pretty much consistently very passive, Jay. They've taken banana control, so rather than having aggression both on the A side and on the B side, the A players are going to play quite passive, while the B players can take banana control. It's Seed Leaf. He's got eyes on the wraparound through Speedway. We've seen a couple of times that Furia have tried to exploit that. Zeppa even going to get flashed in to try and get more aggressive, and that's an opening kill onto K-Serato.
Zeppa with that frag. Leaf hearing Art's footsteps takes him, and Vinny makes it a 3K. Great sequence on the A defensive. Held a 3K on B as well in the last round. And for Chaos, it's going to be a 14th. Decimation coming into that long control. Zeppa in the backline getting 2 of his own. And Furia left to potentially consider another eco of their own accord because the money just isn't there.
They can't force. They really can't force it. They have to offer up 15 rounds. They've just got no choice. And I tell you what, Jay, it's almost like we're seeing a complete reverse in Nuke. We've seen a couple of good rounds here or there from Furia, a couple of individual plays, but for the majority, it's just been Chaos in complete control, and they're forcing, Jay. I'm not sure about this one.
No, neither am I. This will leave Chaos a 15th and a very hard buyback from Furia if they lose it here. I mean, they were able to win the last map on a similar sort of buy with the AKs and the upgrade pistols, the force out coming through for them. Only 1 rifle for that winning round of Nuke. Now may try to survive here for the T-side line. Sprays from Leaf, blind at the smoke. 2 will be allowed to enter. No bomb commitment here, and the CTs are forced to rotate. They've drawn all 4 back here. This could actually be a simple plant towards the A site. Leaf's going to get Art, though. Drops the first man. No more T-side presence being seen, so Chaos consider wrapping back around.
What is going on here with Furia? It seemed like they were trying to sell a fake over a BJ, and it made the most amount of sense to take the bomb to A, but no one was even close to bomb control. That's a really stoppy round from Furia. It almost seemed like they were in 2 minds and 1. They committed so far out to B, they pulled the rotations over, and now for Benny, not even getting to the site, no one going down. Yeah, Furia, that's just a handful of mistakes in 1 round cost them dearly, and that was a force buy. And we questioned it, Jay, and now look what happens now.
One of the things I was going to mention as well for Chaos is the fact that I was worried that losing Steel would lose them like a bit of momentum behind the the in-game leading side of things, but tactically it was looking a bit barren for Nuke here on Inferno. What an improvement for Chaos. Again, they were on a 4-map losing streak here on this map in Pro League in ESL 1. And now here they are, slapping Furia about, now looking to claim a 16-8, stay alive in this series, push us to a 3rd map. Vinny falls first. Art rounds that corner, AK there of Leaf to support Zeppa, does bait in Zeppa for the kill. And spray blind on K-Serato, tags him low. He gives away his position though, so Henny can trade it. 3-on-3 scenario, bomb plant will be secured.
No, rotation's very, very slow coming out from Chaos. And what this is going to allow for Furia is aggression, Jay. You can see Yuri starting to press forward into construction. He's got a teammate of Henny to work with him. Re-smoking off too. That's going to buy so much time for the T side. And I tell you what, this could be a save from Chaos. It depends if they want to try and go for this. They're running out of time.
Oh, they're pushing forward here. Vanity left alone here. AWP up as the spray lines up. K-Serato gets 2 of his own. And that is Furia with a 9th to the T-side board. Bit of a reckless sort of rush forward there from the Chaos side. 15-9. No map victory as of right now, but their economy state is good. They can reinvest.
And getting that AWP down onto Vanity. And you've got to think for Chaos, even if they start losing rounds, Jay, the loss bonus is going to start to at least make its way up and get more and more each round. But it's all that they need is 1. A very similar situation that we saw on Nuke that for Furia. It took them a little while, but they're able to get there in the end. Early nade down towards Banana, doing massive damage, but it's Vinny to find the first. Vanity can't find the response with the AWP.
A 5-on-4 situation, Furia A lot of damage sustained by the T side. The AWP of Vanity sees one here, but couldn't land his frag. Re-peeks in for a bit more. Molotov to force him back. The smoke will try and suppress and extinguish the flames to keep his position held here towards the pit. Molotov's against him. He still has players coming in all across the board. Gets that one frag. Eventually burns to Henny's molly as him and Art start cleaning up the rest of the CT forces. John G last to 4 and Furia get double digits, now 5 away from OT. And a bit more hairy for Chaos now. They've lost momentum.
It's getting a little bit scary. Not a massive amount, but a little bit. And they're going to take a tactical pause because of it, Jay. Realize, okay, look, we don't really need to invest in anything. You know, let's just USP this round. Maybe if you want to upgrade something to get a chance of getting an AK, but they've got to realize they can't really limit the economy from Furia now. We're seeing players sort of around that sort of 2K, 4K mark. In a round like this, you can't expect to get too many kills. 5 to go from Furia. And it's a little bit more of an investment than I thought was going to come through. Vanity buying down to about 1,200, which is quite low for him, considering that the CT side is only going to get 2,400 in the next round, Jay. So that means Vanity is going to be on, what, 3,600 next round? That's a big investment for him. Double eco, maybe.
Seems to be. Smokes up, nades down, Vanity will try force forward here with this SMG, does not see Henny towards that corner, still jumps in, gets damaged, and the nade from Zeppa will close out that kill. Vanity couldn't get the $600 frag, but he still does damage enough to set things up here. 5-7 booted up, could peek in from Leaf, catches that next player. Him and Zeppa will take damage, but they've gained a 4-on-3.
There's 2 players still towards this A bomb side. Jonji and Marky trying to crossfire with each other. Look how low Vinny is. And now it's all down to K Serrano and Yuri. Don't tell me, Jay, that this is going to be the round. Now, there is a free entry to the B bomb side, but it's whether Furia get the information.
As if they're going to win this on an eco. As if they're going to win this on an eco. I mean, credit, it was a damn good eco. The boost up from Leaf, perfectly timed for the headshot. The nade to finish off that first kill as Vanity went down. And the crossfire locked out, constantly baiting in Fury to make mistakes, giving up position, small pixels being punished. Oh, but Yuri hears the rotations, the utility being thrown down, the fake towards the B side. Will catch one player here, AK of Jonji. Picked up, now holding defense, Marky next to the site. It may be worth it for Chaos to make their way down towards the banana position, but they lose those rifles. Re-picked up by Zeppa now. Bomb plant will be heard. 2-on-2 retake for Chaos.
And timing was everything there for Yuri, hearing the rotations and peeking out from short. Chaos, they might as well try and go for it. 2-on-2. Let's just see if they can do it. A Fury have got K Serrano in the site itself. Yuri towards mini pit, and Zeppa's got the AK.
Yuri's trapping him, sees the kill, there it comes. Pistol out against K Serrano, has no idea where to face, and Chaos have done it. Pistols only, 4 round 25. And they get 16-10. I cannot believe Chaos just pulled that last round out, let alone this map. This is a map they have not won at all in the last few times they played it. And now that they've got it here against Furia, it's going to be the thing that saves them in this series.
Was Cloud9, Liquid, and MIBR. Now, they've had some decent results against top teams, but I think it is still going to be a pretty good contest, Jay. It was a little bit surprising to see both teams winning out each other's map picks and going into the best around from Furia. Once again, they're going for the heavy utility sets. We saw this on both map 1 and map 2 of sort of 2 or 3 players picking up util.
Yeah, very heavy utility setups here for the Furia side, but we've got a technical issue. Jonji's not moving.
Lovely.
He is not moving at all. Oh boy.
His internet.
He's timed out. This is going to be a tech pause. Stop call before the pistol round starts, and Furia will not be allowed to open things up just as of right now. Maybe Leaf might give up his life out towards the monster position, but obviously a bit more of an opportunity to discuss this forward, because I did want to ask you very quickly about the win conditions here, you know, for Furia and for Chaos, obviously. You know, you mentioned how Chaos have played lower tier teams. Does that mean Furia could just out-firepower their way through this matchup, or is there going to have to be a little bit more to try to finish the job against Chaos?
Yeah, look, I think it is going to be a little bit more. I certainly don't think that firepower is a bit of an issue. I think one thing that NA teams have kind of got over towards the EU in particular is some of the NA teams have like some really sick trading firepower potential, and that's really what we saw even on Nuke. Like even with Chaos not winning that many rounds, I think they got to what, 8 on Nuke. They still had some really good trades. They had some really great entries. I think Zeppa and Jonji have done a very good job so far in this series in terms of the entering abilities. Marky's done a very good job of being sort of like to third player in on that T side. Good clutcher too. So look, I don't think it's going to come down massively to the firepower, but I think it's going to come down to at least sort of a bit more of the mental game and a bit more of the strategic game. Are we going to see baiting in rotations? Are we going to see Vanity AWPing on the T side? Because at least over on Inferno, we didn't really see a lot of AWPing coming out from Vanity at all, where for Furia, they were running it at every time they could on both players of Henny and on Art.
Yeah, Vanity didn't really have an opportunity to really sort of shine, I think, for the Chaos side. Like, yeah, he had a few moments with the AWP, but there were a few and far between. And as well as that, most importantly, he wasn't able to have massive amount of impact. It was the likes of Leaf and Marky were the guys that were standing out to me. Zeppa as well had a really fantastic game on that second map. So if they can replicate that performance, I can see Chaos having a pretty decent time against Furia. But it's all about, of course, the what-ifs. Can they do it? What if they don't? What if they do? What if Furia find a counter to shut them down? And what if Furia have something up their sleeves? We haven't seen them play much of this map, so we can assume that obviously it might be because they're not particularly good on it because it's one of their common bans, but at the same time, have they been practicing it in scrims? Have they been rehearsing it in practice? Have they been trying to figure out how to play this map? Have they been trying to figure out how they're going to counter Chaos on it? You know, they wouldn't have let it slip if they didn't think they could win on it. So what's the play here from Furia? What's their win condition?
Yeah, look, that's actually a really good point, Jay. Sort of like a bit of a counter argument there, you know, rather than sort of saying, oh, it's an insta-ban, well, they let it come through in the pool. They ended up banning Train as that second wave. And the reason for that is, well, you've got a 10-map winning streak coming out from Chaos on Train. So I was even surprised that Train wasn't picked from Chaos, but I suppose Furia what they wanted to do was ban out their opponent's strongest map rather than banning out one of their weaknesses. So look, Chaos, you'd have to think that going into this, they've got a lot of confidence. There's still an opportunity for them here, Jay, especially if 100 Thieves and Triumph go into map 3.
Utility set for K-Serato, Henny. Sorry. My HUD's bugged, excuse me for a moment. I can't actually see who's got the other bit of utility. Either way, Marky Leaf, 2 couple of frags here for the Chaos side. 4-on-4 situation for the moment. Taps up, Marky gets his kill next up in the round, and Chaos are holding control and contest. Suddenly left alone to K-Serato. 1-on-4 scenario for him as Furia look to concede the pistol, opening things up against Chaos. They won't feed themselves one by one this time around.
I was just going to say, at least they're not making sure that they're going in one by one. They're all peeking together. We all know what happened when K-Serato was playing down towards the bottom of Banana when he got over-aggressed by the CT side. But for Chaos, look, that was much better coming out into the pistol round. We saw an early execution coming out from Furia, a great shutdown. Marky in particular being able to pick up 3 kills. I know that you mentioned him just before, Jay, being a highlight player in that second map. This is really his time to start to come alive, at least in the early game of Overpass.
Vanity backing up and out of here, taking that first contact towards the mid control, but not seeing any of the CT or T forces. Getting out of the way here, taps up from the SMG of Leaf. Damage done to K-Serato early on, but no frags again. It's been very slow here in the opening couple of rounds. Furia playing carefully, and understandably for this round because it is an eco round coming in for the T side. Furia playing out towards the long control here, leaning towards the A commitment.
Scout duel coming out from both Vanity and Art towards long, so a bit of information goes the way of the CT side. No rotations, though, actually move at all. The B player is quite happy to hold 3 there. Furia, and they've got no utility, so it's not really a force buy in this round, is it, Jay? You've got a scout investment onto Art, but for the rest of them, it's just P250, so you would expect a buy round to come out into the next. What would really help them, though, in a buy like this is getting a bomb plan.
Absolutely. K-Serato getting out towards long as a result. Oh, what an adjustment from Vanity. Leaf gets the kill on Art next up. USB got a face in. There's no way the long control's coming in. He's still getting his headshots. All right. No chance to perform in map 2 here in map 3. Vanity's popped off in the second round.
Alrighty then. Well, we see the scout shot to find the first, and then the crisp USP shots to finish it off. And Furia, Unfortunately, they get close to the site, but not close enough to get a bomb plant. They all go down, or at least the majority of players go down to Vanity towards a bank position. A buy round coming through. Now, without a bomb plant, Jay, it does mean that they're going to be lights, at least on a little bit of utility. A Mac 10 investment coming out from Art, AKs for the rest of them, and Vanity down towards Connector. This could be a big challenge for him. He has no support. There are 4 players stacked at this B bomb site. If he gets swung from underneath and above, he can get sandwiched in.
Leg shot on Art for the orb to start things off. It does force the SMG back as the AWP also retreats. Orb face is not going to catch a kill this time. Vinny already ready on the angle, and the Orb does not scope into his position. No chance to adjust and flick towards it. And Vinny going to extend so far as the bank position. 5 on 4, and Furia have a man advantage. A plant to be secured. Henny going to get denied. The flashbang's perfect to keep him blind. Leaf getting out assistance right here as John G doubles up. Looks for Vinny next up with the triple kill. No, the AK trays the 3 on 3. No idea that Leaf is so close. Smoke deep, and the SMG can clean house pretty effectively. AK now on the CT side, trying to grab that Orb for Art now. 25 HP, needs to land some good shots here at the dumpster area. Will also swing out towards bank. He's turned away from the player that's there. Leaf watching on with the AK. Good shot, good kill. K Serato, all that remains. 1 on 3 here towards the default plant position. Spraying through, trying to get some more bangs. Gets Leaf for 1 frag. And Marky for the second, forced to reload. Up for a quadra. No! Denied by Zeppa. SMG gets the final frag. Gets the third for Chaos just by the skin of their teeth.
I was almost biting my fingers there, Jay. Chaos, that is a pretty poor way to play a 1 on 3, and they just make it work. You didn't see anyone peeking on each other's contact. They all offered up one-on-one duels, and you thought for a moment there that a clutch attempt could have come out from Furia. But in the end, Chaos just holding on. A big third round from them, and an eco investment to come out for the T side. Chaos off to a strong start, Jay. They need to be able to follow up these rounds, and they need to be making sure that Vanity's getting more support towards this A-bomb site.
Eagle CZ's in for the Furia side, back out to Eco and a half by status. John G gets himself 2 good frags on the M4. Vinny in mid, seeing a player out towards the bathroom's entrance. John G trying to back up, sees the players coming out here. Vinny with that Deagle headshot on Vanity, gets that 1. K Serato gets 2. 3 on 3. And Chaos again falling to the hands of the Furious shots and the heads and the kills. All coming up good for the T side. Bomb plant will be secured. And Chaos, they're suppressed here.
They've got no money too, so they've got to go for this, Jay. Oh my goodness. Furia with pistols have just been able to overwhelm the side. AWP's picked up from Vinny. And K Serato very aggressive with the M4, and for Chaos, they really have to try and go for this retake. No kills on the 2 players. The AWP doesn't connect, and now it's down into the 1 versus 1. Smoke onto the bomb itself, and Zeppa needs to find where Art is. He could just stick it, but no kit. Art playing around the smoke. When does the spam come through? He's not spamming. They're running out of time. The bomb's going to get stuck for the last time, and Zeppa, oh, the deal.
Oh,
it's
no,
not coming out. Oh, he's done it, Jay. He has somehow done it.
How do you let that get away, Furia? Zeppa wasn't even on for the full 10 seconds. They heard he walked away from the bomb plant position. And still, he gets back on the bomb with a kit in tow this time. And they still don't fire through. They still don't spam the position. Oh, Furia, that's not a round you should be losing. Never in a million years.
He's so lucky he picked up that kit, Jay. It must have just been around the Defox boxes because he didn't have a kit for ages. Oh my goodness. Furia. Look, it's an eco, so you can kind of be happy that you got away with 4 kills and a bomb plant, but when they had that 3 on 2 post pump, you shouldn't be losing it.
AK the Vinny, Marquis shuts him down with the FAMAS. Kill on the opener, damage done to Zeppa as well on his own FAMAS. Back up to the B site, getting away from Dodge. And Art here, M4 against John G. Face up. No idea he's here towards the A site position. Aggressive now with A site under his complete control. Vanity's the only real player that can counter it. Molotov to drive the CTs on, rotate away. The bomb plant should get secured here.
This has got to be big coming out from Vanity, and Leaf even pushes through the bank smoke to be able to catch off Yuri completely undetected and pushing further forward. He's on the site itself. He needs a little bit of help coming out from his teammate, but Leaf's doing it all on his own. The FAMAS is going to find 3 kills in the end, and now Serrano can't bring it back. What a huge round from Leaf. Jay, that was an overextension, a solo play, but he makes it work.
Well, Vanity may have stepped up early, but Leaf has had consistent frags, and that big round from there sets him up as the top fragger in the server. Tactical pause for Furia because they've been hitting brick walls. No kills for Yuri or Henny in this one. AK set, M4 for Mars. Standard stuff for the Chaos side. I mean, not enough money to buy the full-blown sets of the rifles out here. Furia do have enough to invest in on Henny. He'll get the 5th AK out for the T side. But still 5-0. Chaos in a real good spot right now. Got a tactical that came in from Furia there. A technical that will follow up here. What's the nature of this, Dweg? What's going on?
I haven't been told. Oh, here we go. Mark issue for Yuri. There we are. Get told eventually. But, yeah, look, I'll tell you what, Jay, that was a good opening coming out from Art. We saw a lot of utility going out towards that B bomb side. Even Jonji, he realizes, hang on a minute, we actually don't really have anyone on the site itself. We know that Vanity's pushed up very aggressive from long, so there is a potential that someone's on the site, and you see as soon as he opens up or at least gets to the site, he checks quickly to his left, and that's when Art swings out, gets that 4-on-4, tries to bring his teammates to the site. And for Vanity, it really felt like that he was going to be able to find a little bit more impact once that bomb gets planted. You know, when they retake, they still don't know about him. But it was just Leaf that just did so much work, aggressing out through the bank smoke, just playing with absolute freedom, no fear whatsoever. Furia, Yuri and Henny, they just need to get involved, Jay. They just need 1 kill just to build up their self-confidence.
Still no frags coming on for 007 if they're not careful. Early plays into the B site, flashes over. Serato going to make his way out, naded out position. I mean, in theory, you could walk out and do some damage, but nothing going to be found. Forced him back here at the end of the smoke. Marquee on that T-ramp. Smoke back down, continuing to spray through, continuing to try to find something here, but Serato sees him. No fire from Marquee. Leaf comes up with the first frag. Trades come in between Yuri and Zeppa, gets himself 2 frags. 2 now for Henny and Art. Henny trying to spray that transfer back over towards the toxic barrels, but nothing going to be connected on the player that was there. Art, last man standing, 1 on 3. This should be 6th for Chaos.
Yeah, Furia really struggling on this T side, Jay. That was just a dry walk out through Monster, and there was just so much spam, both from a couple of players on the site itself. Out of the Monster, they were able to do so much damage. Even Zeppa thought that he may have got caught with a nade out into his hand. 3 players staying alive, 2 AKs and an AWP, 6-0 for Chaos. And if I'm Furia, I'm getting a little bit worried, Jay, because, again, this matchup is very, very important for both teams. For Furia, this could eliminate their seeding and getting a top 2 placing.
Yeah, I mean, they could be down in the lower bracket. Like, you know, a lot of people are sort of like been saying, oh, Furia getting complacent. They're not going to bother, like, they're not going to, like, pay too much attention to this due to the nature of the fact that they're in the top 4 anyway. They're guaranteed top 4, but yeah. If they lose this, and if the results go right in the other matches, then there's a world in which they actually drop into the lower bracket of the playoffs. So, like, they need to get a good victory in or 2. Losing that first frag here to the hands of Vanity, he opens up on Art. Orp in, shut down. Vanity will get 10 to 6 HP. John uses his connector, gets that 1 frag. Yuri can trade it. Leaf gets a kill in the interim. It's a 4-on-2 scenario for the CT side.
Leaf swinging out, massive amount of damage on for Serato. He's picked up the AWP now. Vanity's very low. This is still pretty doable for Furia to turn it back into a 2 versus 2. And for Vanity, there's no way that anyone can support him. Marquis pushed very aggressively up through Monster, pushing in towards T-Spawn in the back lines, but he needs to get a move on because at least that footstep is going to be heard from Serato. This bomb could get dropped.
USP, easy. Not even a contest against Serato. 1v3 now for Yuri. Sees that 1 man, taps up, does some damage, but I'm sure he shouldn't get Zeppa from here. Backs up towards the long position. Trying to recover that bomb. I mean, already the angle's locked out here by Marky, so crossfire locked in Vanity as well. AWP does get shoulder baiting, forcing him in. He spots the 2 players, takes out that 1 frag. Second kill? No, not going to get even the 1v1s. Chaos are going to wrap back over, set up different positions here. Here the information coming through. AK got to take this fight. Doesn't win it. Marky grabbing the AWP to save it. 7 to the board of Chaos. A flawless CT half so far.
Alrighty. Well, I'll tell you what, Jay. Chaos have been no strangers to when it comes to streaks. I remember back a couple of weeks ago when they faced off against Genji a little bit earlier in the group stage. We saw a Mirage that was Genji's map pick. They were up 6-0, and then Chaos ended up winning 16 rounds in a row to get a 16-6 victory. Now, it's certainly very different. We're on a different map. We're a completely different team, but we know that Chaos are able to continue establishing some very long streaks around, keep putting pressure on the board for Furia, and even this buy going into round 8, it's even a Galil. Oh, the damage onto K Serrano just getting spammed through the smoke again, Jay.
These early rounds from Chaos are fantastic. They might not get kills, but they're definitely getting damage. Art will get the opening kill for this round, but Jonji responds straight out of connector. 2 frags to his name. Further utility in, being challenged on Vinny. Gets tagged low, but also gets some damage into his own right. Zeppa gets his licks in from the short control, takes that frag back. 4-on-2 scenario. And K Serato and Henny left alone. And how quickly this round fell apart. Chaos are just incredible. They are having an incredible game so far.
Would you say, Jay, that they are creating chaos?
Well, certainly. I imagine that would be the case in Furious Cam right now. About to go 8-0 down. Comms must be in tatters. Morale must be in tatters. Throwing everything they can at a wall, but still nothing coming up good for the Brazilian T side.
And we even saw that for Jonji. Not only does he get 2 kills, but he pulls such a distraction away that his teammate Zeppa swings out from short. A 3rd kill in the round for Jonji. And Henny, just what do you even do from here? 1-on-3, at least deals with 1 player, but there's still 3 towards the side. Incendiary going down. Maybe just try and save onto the AK, bring it into the next round. I'll tell you what, Jonji's been a really big pickup for this Chaos side. I remember watching him way back in the day, Jay, in some of like the ESL lands when he was playing on Rise Nation. And he was sort of like an up-and-comer in the NA scene. And since joining Chaos, he's really come into his own and been a very impactful element for this team.
Counter-terrorists win.
Chaos now have won the perfect half. 8-0 on CT. Where's the second tactical for Fury? They took one earlier in the mid part of the few rounds that they had against Chaos. Buyback here coming in the half investment. Or half for several players. Henny's just gone straight in with nothing left to the bank. AK out, Galil's and the CZs and the scout to support it. And I mean, credit to Furia, they are keeping the economy low. For 8 rounds in a row, Chaos's moneyline is in absolute tatters. You can imagine a reset round could be on the table for Furia if they could just get 1 good execution in, 1 good bomb plant, 1 good fend off against the retake, and then they'll be in the money zone.
Yeah, look, that's certainly an element to keep your eye up on, Jay, is that, yeah, Chaos are 8-0 up, but their economy's not strong. It's certainly been very limited. Vanity, very, very aggressive with this AWP. Oh, I'm not sure if Art would have seen him, but definitely the footsteps have come out. Jonji again opening up Vanity, trying to escape. He should be able to do so, but it's K Serrano out from connector that's going to find the trade, and now an AWP can get picked up.
Jonji back into this corner. K Serato with the Galil. Going to check this corner. No, he doesn't. Leaf gets baited. Jonji could find so much from here. Gonna catch Art, burst through, turn around, get the double and regain the man advantage for the CT side. 3 kills for him. Henny started to walk into the B site where they've got no control of their own right. 1 player back over towards Graffiti, does get that headshot in, and now Vinny alone to probably secure a bomb plant at best. I don't think they can get much else out of this. Just go towards default, get that safe plant in. He'll check out heaven, he'll check out water. Fakes it once. He's hunting for kills. That's not the right call for me.
Yeah, get that bomb plant in. They've only been able to secure 1 bomb plant this entire half. This is just going to be the second. Deagle out. The swing from Zeppa. 9-0 coming out from Chaos. Man, are they feeling it up on the CT side? Things are just looking fantastic for them. But they've got to be making sure, though, Jay, you know, they're not getting too over cocky here. They don't, you know, overextend too far. They could just need to continue playing the way they are. The utility damage has been great. The early damage in the round has been fantastic. I can't even remember the last time Furia found an opening kill without at least a trade coming through. Now, there was a half buy, so they will be able to get the full buy investment through. And there's that second tactical that you were asking for, Jay.
What is going through the minds and what is coming out of the lips of Furia right now? What are they saying to each other? What is going on? How are they going to bring their way back into this matchup? That is the real question on everybody's minds right now. They have got to find something magical to try and pull this back. Obviously, 9-0 down, potentially even more so. And I mean, there's also that paranoia. It's like, you know, what if they 16-0 us? You know, like, it's very possible at this stage. And if Chaos do that after Furia took their own opponent's map per pick of Nuke in the early game, we had it written off from there. We thought, right, 2-0 Furia on Inferno, easy as that. Then they lose Inferno. Chaos popping off right now. And the cool thing about it is that they're not even getting massive frags on individuals. There are 3 players on double digits for the CT side. No one's really having a monster game. They're all having individual moments of brilliance.
Vanity flashed off the angle. That's going to force the AWP very deep in towards maybe bathrooms or the banana position. And Furia, maybe just see if they can get Art to at least open up a round with this AWP. I know Chaos are one of the organizations, Jay, that on their YouTube channel, they release a lot of comms videos. And I'd really like to be interested to sort of see what the comms are going to be like in this map right here. And Vanity, the orb duel onto Art, damage done onto K Serato and Henny. Things are falling apart once again from Furia, but at least a response in from Yuri, giving them a way back into this round.
Jonji catches him at the edge of the smoke, headshot registered. The 4-on-3 for the CT side. Good trade at evens, but better response from the Chaos cap. 60 seconds for Furia to strike here towards the B side. They've got all 3 players set in train, spray through the walls, trying to do some damage to return. They know where Marky is, so Vinny can swing and punish him for his trouble. Zeppa comes up with a good frag, now looking up for K Serato next up. The flash timing could be awkward. 2 players peeking in from him. He's very pressured, needs backup to get to him right now, and they're back over towards the mid position, rotating out to Connector, and Henny swings up, gets that headshot. So 2-on-2, bomb plant can be secured. It's retake mode for Leaf and Jonji.
Oh, big kill coming out from K Serato. Do they read that Jonji's here into the 1 versus 1? He's got the kit, but the information's been given up. And for Henny, he's playing a very aggressive angle on top of the default boxes for the most part. Jonji hasn't been able to see him, and finally Furia are going to get a round up on the board. I'll tell you what, Jay, they've been able to reset the economy line from Chaos. I can't believe that the CT side won 9 rounds in a row, and now they have to force buy because they've just got no money.
Just goes to show how close these rounds really were. I would bring up the scoreboard so you can see how many players were alive in their respective rounds here, because I mean, you can just sort of see. Oh, tell me, how many players have you on average? How many players from Chaos were alive in each of the rounds they won? I'll let you figure that out because it looks like Fury are about to rush straight in here. 1 player making his way out already. Marky with the 5-7. Set towards the smokes, flashes over Molotovs in. He's still lurking close here. Leaf comes up with a kill. That's how they won the last map, with a 5-7 frag from Leaf. Zeppa does fall, Marky taking damage. I know he's there somewhere. Manic sprays. He comes up with 1, does burn the 3-on-2. Now there's rifles and AK to work with for Leaf. AWP on Vanny, SMG for Jonji, and flashes to suppress, force mistakes, force information out from the Furia side.
Oh my goodness, so much damage being done, but now finally the T's coming into their own. It's all down to Leaf into the 1 versus 2. Now he knows he's heard a player that's very close towards him. That's got to be Henny. And Yuri too, out from Monster, seeing if they could try and bring this back. Leaf's going to be out of peek onto the first, and he knows exactly where Henny is. The clutch coming out, the 1-on-2 for Leaf. Oh, Chaos, they've done it. They've done it on the force buy. And Jay, to give you a little bit of an answer of players staying alive, after we got to the 5-0, until Furia got their first round, it was like 2 or even 3 players staying alive. So on average, it's probably sort of 2 or 3 players for the majority of these rounds on the CT side. And that's how we've seen the economy just continue to get wrecked for Chaos. But man, what a clutch to come out from Leaf just when it counts. And it's all about the micro adjustments. He knew exactly where Henny was.
That's super massive. So massive there. Flash set, M4 in, tries to take on Yuri. Blind spray from Jonji, gets that kill. Vanity coming up, Leaf there to try and support Jonji here in the fountain position. K-Serato rounds that corner, awkward spray comes together for Jonji to get his 2K, and Leaf gets 2 of his own. Oh, Furia, this is disaster. This is absolute disaster from the T side, and you just got to wonder how many things they've thrown at the wall and how many things have come up short here.
And you gotta wonder, was it worth banning Train rather than Overpass for this last map? Like, would they have maybe been a little bit more successful on Train? Because again, we mentioned it in the pre-game of this map, Jay, they don't play Dust 2 and they don't play Overpass. And, well, 1 to 11 down, it just seems like it's getting worse from here. And Chaos even got, not a fantastic buy, you've got Vanity on a UMP and a FAMAS to come out from Marky. AKs across the board with a single Galil, and Vanity's just caught completely in the open.
Easy frag, Arc comes up with a second. Okay, this is looking better from Furia, but they have conceded man advantages and trades back to the Chaos camp. Even worse positions have been won here by the CT side. Smokes down from Vinny. His way on towards the A site positions. Minute to the clock. Leaf with the AK is going to hear several footsteps making their way onto the rotation. He should now know this is going to be a B play. Marky will take down Vinny towards the mid control, but as they see nothing else, they realize what's going on. But a 4-on-3, they've swarmed B. They're going to set up the post plants, and Chaos are going to be locked out here.
Oh, I love this position coming out from Yuri. He can play really deep into connector, and as soon as he hears those footsteps, that's when he can start to peek in. But for Chaos, are they even going to go for this, Jay? I mean, it might as well just be worth them saving onto these weapons. 3-on-4, it's not really worth it. And yeah, they're just going to save. They're not interested on the retake.
Yeah, the money's too low. Like, you know, if they go for it, then it's going to be such a such an awkward time. Chaos. Just like, yeah, we'll hold these 3 AKs. At least it'll give us some options. At least we could potentially force a buyback. We could force something else coming through. Could catch them off guard. I mean, they won a force buy round a couple of rounds ago, so Chaos definitely have potential here. Second to the board of Furia. Oh, not quite from Art. Leaf will shut him down. Take one more rifle out of the hands of Furia. Nice effort to hunt, but not to be. AK's in on 3. AWP brought down by 2 Vanity, actually passed off there by Leaf. And M4 for Jonji, so rifles can come back in for Chaos Esports Club, and that is exactly what they wanted to see. That's why they saved those rifles.
Yeah, they realized long-term it's probably more beneficial than us than going in for a retake with a man disadvantage. Early utility out towards the T-Con area to sort of slow down the teams from getting that playground control. And Vanity, and we've seen him go for some aggressive peaks and then just falling back after a bit of contact with utility, but this time around he finds the opening pick, looking for the second, not quite hitting it just yet.
Flashbang back over as well. The smoke down towards that cross position, and Jonji watching here in the bathrooms. He's going to have a lot of pressure here towards the long control, facing away from the flashbangs. Better turn his back towards them now because they're coming in. Lines up 2, only does damage to Vinny. Yuri steals the kill away from his forward player at a 4-on-4 scenario as Vanity hunts for a little bit more. Flashes in against him, he'll face away. Re-peek in, get Vinny to drop. Peek back in against Yuri, landing these flicks. And Vanity might have been quiet throughout the course of this half, but a couple of good multi-frag rounds will still keep his numbers up and keep his teammates in. 3-on-2 as K-Serato gets 1 trade, but Furia now working into A, and Leaf is the only player on defense. Needs to find his kill, set up his teammates for the rotation, sees K-Serato, gets baited, falls back passive, calls for support.
And they've got a backstab coming in, big backstab from Zeppa, but it really needs to be Leaf wasting as much time as possible. You see the long play coming out from Henny, slow walking his way out through APC. Now he knows the information, the CTs can get their move on.
Backstab incoming from Zeppa. K-Serato going to force forward here as Henny takes that fight, loses it. K-Serato gets that 1 frag on for the quadra clutch, grabs that bomb. Info being gathered by Mark. He's going to plant open the default, expecting Zeppa to have rotated back towards long. Don't know if you heard those footsteps or he was just playing off of a guess game. Looking around, face up from the AK. Zeppa in, spray through, does not work out. Marky peeks into the right moment. Zeppa plays distraction. And that's 12 to Chaos. Furia struggling in this one. 200 IQ. Not sure if that's the case. I mean, certainly with a standard backstab, but semantics at this stage. It gets them the round. That's what's important for Chaos.
Mate, that's BM, you know? It's a bit of BM. It doesn't matter if it's 200 IQ or not. We think it is.
Speaking of hundreds, actually, I'm actually going to double check
Yeah.
in on that 100 Thieves match, because remember, if Chaos get this win, it won't matter if 100 Thieves got their win earlier against Triumph.
Right. Yeah, okay.
Oh, they got that 2-0.
Oh, so Chaos can't make it now.
Yeah, Chaos can't make it into the playoffs.
But they can still offer up the seeding challenge to Furia, though?
I think they can still, yes, they can play spoiler. So that's what Chaos are playing for at the moment. I don't know if they realize the same results that we do, but they'll still keep playing. They have such an advantage, and it don't even matter here how much they choke it, unless they choke massively. A couple of positions coming in from Art and K-Serato. Zeppa coming up against K-Serato. Next up, Vinny and John G trading back and forth. Henny gets his kill with his own. Vanity left alone in the backstab. Does catch Art low HP, but a 1-on-3 left for him to recover this situation. Furia maybe on to their third, and indeed they get... It might be impossible for Chaos to make playoffs, but that might not stop them from upsetting Furia and doing some damage to their standings in the top end of the table. So 12-3 up for this T-side, moving in to the second half, the final half of the night, on our final game of the night as well for the ESL Pro League. Furia have 9 rounds to make up. Here as the pistol gets started. Super early shots from Henny and Vanity coming up. K-Serato gets the man advantage. He swings on Jonji out of Monster. Looking for Zeppa next up. He's got a bomb on his back, taking some damage back here towards the grill position. Seeing on Monster, seeing Vanity cross now. So 2 players known to the B site control. A third man going to rotate in from Connector. Chaos leaning towards the B play.
Now, they've got Art on the backstab, though, so they can just stack up this B bomb site, Jay. They realize, okay, if Connector door gets opened up, then we'll know that maybe there's a play towards A. But if we don't hear Condor getting opened up, we know it's going to be a B play. And the booster's coming through. Vanity hasn't shot yet. How has this not been seen, Jay? What the hell's going on?
Tap stuff from K-Serato, trying to force him off. Does not get the headshot in. And that hesitation from Vanity will not get them the way out of this round here. Zeppa, 2 frags on the entries towards the B site. Art comes in with 1 good frag and a backstab. Knows that Vanity's somewhere here to go towards Connector, but he can't quite find it. Backed up towards the mid control now. Vinny's been seen. He's caught that bomb. 8 HP for Zeppa though. Needs to stay alive. Needs to get to the site. Needs to get a plant in and try to secure it. Sees the man and gets his 3K. On 8 points of health, suddenly Art is alone. Kit out of his position. Vanity on 64 is the highest HP player for the Chaos side now. And Zeppa is susceptible to trade. He's been seen. Art seeing that shoulder bait. Taps up, but still Zeppa gets the headshot in. And Chaos will get 13 to the pistol round.
Oh my goodness, Zeppa. And now the P90's coming out. Now, we've seen Vanity talking about this weapon out on Twitter for the last couple of days, and it's coming out for the first time for Chaos. We did see it come out, I believe, once, Jay, from Furia on Nuke, if I remember correctly, but now it's coming out for the T side, 13-3. What a pester round to come out from them. Zeppa brought that back, and for Furia, you could not have been set up any perfectly. They had a gamble stack of B, they realized exactly what's going on, and this is going to be a rush.
Navigate Mat 10, seeing K-Serato. No, it doesn't actually. Looks on towards the ramp position. Instead, jumps forward. K-Serato gets that frag. Leaf comes up with a decent kill of his own. Right, Vinny there with the Deagles up. Art and Vanity while trading back and forth with the PP Bison. Furious started on several with this SMG in the last couple of matches, and here they are getting a taste of their own medicine. Henny alone. Shot missed. Vanity gets himself a quadra, and Chaos are playing with sheer confidence. They've got nothing to lose. And they're playing like it right now.
Oh my goodness, that's just insult to injury. Not only are Furia down 3-14, but you just let Vanity get 4 kills with the PP Bison. Now Leaf wants to have a go, and he's like, mate, go on, let me have a go. Now I want to see what it's like. I really want to get my hands on the magical weapon here, Jay.
Oh, man. Eco, Furia gonna try grind back to overtime. Mag 7 comes in from Art, misses his first shot. Now it's Leaf taking his moments here to shine. Takes down 2 players. John G takes out Vinny. And I think the pace has definitely been set for the rest of this half here by Chaos. Oh, you do love to see it. You do love to see it. 1-on-5 for K-Serato. He's out of this round. Furia are going to concede match point to Chaos. And even though it might not mean much in the grand scale of things, it's still so much fun to watch here for Chaos. A little bit shaky at the start of this matchup, and now here they are just running wild all over the opposition.
It was great to see a spray transfer for Leaf that was like 60 bullets long too with that HP Bison. I know exact pattern. Yeah, we're getting close to like 50, 60 bullets. Oh yeah, it's down to the left a little bit. Oh, that's fantastic. And even Caserano's not going to be able to pick it up. 15-3. Chaos. 1 round away from having just a tremendous series. They lost their opening map pick, Jay, on Nuke. They went 8 rounds on Nuke. They went into Inferno. They got their victory of 16-10. And now we've come into Overpass. And it just doesn't seem like it's a challenge, does it?
Oh. Unbelievable. Rifles out for Furia. Last chance, throwing caution to the wind, throwing everything to this final round, potentially. I mean, any one of these rounds could be the final round here. It's 12 match points for Chaos. Furia got to do so much to bring this back, and they're playing passive at least. Chaos showing some level of, calmness and sensibility here in this matchup. They're going to sneak past Yuri. Oh, he takes out Zephyr, knowing for the players upstairs at the upper composition. Marky gets that kill, 4-on-4. Challenge from Art will tag him to 5 points of health, but no more kills going the way of either squad.
A lot of con control coming out from Chaos, and Henny. Gonna be a tough angle for him to work with the NWP. The timing does get the first kill as the trade coming out. It does for Leaf. And with R incredibly low, things are looking very good for Chaos. Caserano's gets swung out from Marky, and the continuation of the presence of the A site continues. What was that from Leaf? Completely blind, Jay. And now Art in a 1-on-3.
This is over. This is a big old GG. Art has had some stellar moments in this series, but 9 kills in this game. You ain't the king, my friend. And now they know where you are. Leaf creeping up, looking for his triple. He gets it. 16-3. What a final map from Chaos. You almost think it's a little bit of a shame that it doesn't contribute to their Pro League standing, given the fact that they're still not going to make it into the top 4. But they do play spoiler against Furia, deny their top spot position, a top spot that they held throughout the entire tournament so far. A couple of losses towards the end of the season.